Yo, welcome back. Today we're diving into a manhwa that starts with a massive plot twist. Our main character, Novice, is standing in front of his class and he's being lectured on the three absolute rules he was told to follow. Rule number 1, uphold and protect the innocent. And no, you can't decline and you definitely can't run away. No matter how messy things get, you hold the line. Rule number 2, honor and integrity above all else. You do the right thing even when nobody is watching. And rule number 3, serve with humility and selflessness. Put other people's needs before your own every single time. Honestly, this dude is built different. He's the ultimate Boy Scout. But then, the camera pans out and wait a minute. Novice is looking at his teacher thinking to himself, which is why I keep asking myself, how did I end up here? Because he's not at a hero academy, he's at the freaking vampire academy. His teacher is literally telling him to demonstrate the most efficient way to drink blood. Novice is just standing there, sweating, completely stressed out, wondering how his life went so off the rails. But to understand how our boy ended up as a vampire, we need to rewind exactly 6 months. Flashback time: 6 months ago, a group of bandits managed to capture a bunch of merchants. The situation looked completely hopeless. Saving everyone was deemed literally impossible. But that wasn't the case for one specific adventurer. Novice steps up, looks at the massive horde of bandits and just says, "Let's go." He activates his speed and bro is absolutely locked in. Action scene: Novice dashes in, no hesitation, no backup. He's moving with insane strength and blinding speed. He's literally tearing through these bandits like they're nothing. The enemies are screaming, "What strength, what speed?" Because this dude is on demon time. He finally reaches the bandit leader. The guy is bleeding but just laughing, saying, "Finally, someone with some backbone. I can tell you and I ain't so different." He basically tells Novice to kill him and take the prize. The bandit leader reminds him that his bounty says dead or alive, and tells him he's going to rot for releasing those monsters on the merchants. He's basically begging Novice to end it. But Novice just drops his weapon. He looks the guy in the eye and says, "Sorry, I don't want blood on my hands like you. That's not my way." Bro really chose the high road when he could have just taken the W and the bounty. The bandit leader just smirks and warns him, "You should have killed me while you had the chance. You can kill monsters but not someone like me. Trust me, one day you'll regret being too soft." Honestly, massive red flag right there. But the rest of Novice's guild party rushes in. His buddy Park is like, "You followed our code, Novice. No human was killed on either side. Our code is absolute. Don't listen to that asshole." They're hyping him up because he stuck to his morals. And it makes sense why they respect him so much. Ever since Novice joined the guild, not a single party member has died. Every quest he completes and every monster he slaughters spreads hope for humanity. He is the ultimate protector. But despite all the praise, Novice is low-key stressing. He looks at his hands and asks Park, "Do you ever wonder if our way is right?" He's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, dude. Later, the merchant he saved tries to pay him, but he's broke. Novice just smiles and says, "The reward is within oneself." Park rolls his eyes, saying Novice is the only person who thinks like that, but honestly that's peak main character energy. Let's do some quick world building. The guild was originally formed to protect innocents from monsters for coin, but over time, monsters got way too strong. The king had no choice but to step in. He gave talented adventurers a massive power-up known as the System. Novice was the strongest from an elite group called the Order, so he was selected to receive the System. He's been fighting for the kingdom ever since. We get a flashback to when he first got it. He was level 1 with basic stats like 100 health and 50 mana. But look at him now, he grinded his way to level 35. His health is 500, energy is 1000 and his mana is a crazy 5000. His strength and agility are through the roof. But Novice isn't doing this just for fun. He needs to reach level 40 so the king will send him to a specific place to repay the debt of his second. Well, we don't know the full story yet, but my guy is highly motivated. Back in the present, Novice returns to the guild hall early. While everyone else is chilling, he's heading straight for the quest board. He literally never stops. His guildmates Park and Sly are shocked. Park's like, "We only just got back and you want to go out again?" But Novice is already scanning the board. He pulls down a quest that's been up for a whole week. Nobody picked it because it's a missing person case and the reward is a pathetic 5 silver coins. It's a gigantic L for the wallet, but Novice doesn't care. Park tries to talk him out of it, saying it's been a week and it's too late to find the guy alive. But Novice is stubborn. He says even a small chance is worth it. Sly sighs, saying he wishes Novice cared more about the actual money, but Sly decides to go anyway. He says, "I'd rather my final quest be a rescue over fighting bandits." Wait, final quest? Park drops the lore. Sly's wife is pregnant. He can't go dying on an adventure and leave his pretty wife on her own. The stakes just got way more personal. Novice tries to tell them they don't have to come, reminding them of the guild rule that you need at least a party of 3, but Park insists, saying, someone needs to protect the protector. They call Novice the protector because he's saved their lives so many times. But Novice looks at Park's injury and vetoes it. He tells Park to stay behind and look after the guild. Park accepts it, saying he'll hold things down at home. The squad meets the client, a stressed-out farmer. His little brother went missing after heading toward the Chlorift Caves. The farmer was working the farm and didn't think much of it until an hour passed and the guy never came back. The farmer is terrified his brother ran into monsters. He can't go himself because he's the only one working the crops and he knows a normal guy would get killed. He just begs them to at least bring the body back so he can bury him properly. Novice immediately accepts. Cut to the Chlorift Caves. The vibe is instantly creepy. It's dark, damp, and feels like a massive maze. Novice is on high alert, telling the squad to stay together no matter what. They find some fresh blood on the ground, but there are no monsters in sight. Sly is confused, wondering if they got lucky. But Novice knows monster dens are tricky. Some monsters drag their prey deep inside before attacking. Sly decides to light up the place. He casts a spell, skill activate illuminate. A bright light floods the tunnel, revealing the massive, winding caves. But suddenly, Novice freezes. He senses something. He tells the group to hold up, his brain working overtime as he tries to pinpoint the danger. "Just give me a second," he mutters. His eyes widen in pure shock. He screams, "Sly, behind you," and that is where we cut off. Bro, we pick up right in the middle of absolute nightmare fuel. The Chlorift Caves are pitch black and Novice is freezing up. His mind is racing, flashing back to his core mission, protect the innocent. But right now, his friend Sly is in immediate lethal danger. Novice realizes that if he doesn't do something right now, Sly is going to die. The stakes just went from a simple rescue mission to a fight for survival. Suddenly, a chilling voice cuts through the dark. "Hey Novice, kill this thing, would ya?" It's Sly, but he sounds completely compromised. That's the breaking point. Novice snaps, "You, bastards!" Bro literally woke up and chose violence. He immediately takes command, yelling at his remaining party members, Stefan and Grant, to circle up because these things are attacking from the shadows. Novice activates his skill, Accelerate Level 2. His speed skyrockets as he dashes to intercept the attack, screaming, "We won't lose. Anyone else?" The tension is at a solid 70% here. The party is reeling, completely disoriented. They're asking, are we being attacked by monsters or bandits? Where's Sly? Novice has to instantly switch to defense, activating Crescent Block Level 2 to shield his team from the unseen ambush. Despite the chaos, the party's morale is still weirdly high. Stefan is hyping Novice up, calling him the hero of our town and saying they're guaranteed to win with him around. But Novice knows they're flying blind. He orders Stefan to cast Illuminate to light up the cave. Stefan nervously complies and the cave is flooded with magical light. Novice pushes his limits even further, activating Accelerate Level 3. He is absolutely locked in. But when the light hits the enemies, Novice's blood runs cold. Wait a minute. They look human but how can he call them human when their speed and strength are beyond any monster he's ever faced? It's the eyes that give it away, pure, unadulterated bloodlust. This is straight up terrifying. These aren't just bandits, there's something completely wrong. Novice refuses to hesitate. He activates Great Push, blasting the enemy back. "Nice, now I'll finish it," he yells, but the enemy is actually shocked. "That paladin is keeping up with us." The monster realizes Novice is a legitimate threat and makes a cold, calculated decision. "Let's get rid of that one first." They instantly target Stefan, the one holding the light, mocking him as a fragile, weak toy. Novice's brain is working overtime. He instantly casts Holy Barrier Level 3 to protect Stefan. But honestly, this is where everything starts going horribly wrong. Everything happens too fast. The barrier shatters and before Novice can react, Grant is taken out just like that. My guy got absolutely folded. The emotional impact here is devastating. Novice screams his name, but it's too late. The monster smirks, looking down at Novice. My, aren't you just a little monster? That triggers something deep inside Novice. He screams back, I'm not like you, I'm nothing like you, and I'll never be like you. He realizes the horrifying truth. The king might be creating monsters of his own, twisting system warriors into these things. Refusing to let anyone else endure the trauma he went through, Novice makes a desperate, suicidal play. He commands his power to use everything asterisk. He doesn't care if this is the end. He's betting his entire life on one massive attack. The monster actually finds this interesting. Let's see what you can really do then, human. But then the monster casually swats him down, laughing. I was right, you're too good to kill here. Novice is brutally beaten, slashed, and left gasping on the ground. His dream of protecting everyone is shattering. He thinks to himself, damn, even in the end, I couldn't take him with me. Bro is completely cooked. He's lying there feeling like the biggest failure, thinking, we're going to die here. Some protector I turned out to be. But hold up, just as he's about to give up, a memory hits him. Sly's voice echoes in his mind. I was able to save you once. Novice's eyes snap open. He realizes Sly sacrificed himself to buy Novice time. The grief transforms into pure, unfiltered rage. Thank you, Sly, for reminding me it's not over yet. The energy in this scene just skyrocketed to 100%. Novice gets back up and he is on absolute demon time. Novice unleashes a blast of power. The magical output is completely impossible. His party members are in shock. Novice, that was all of our mana, but that should have been enough. But then the screen glitches. The tension drops into pure diabolical horror. A terrifying system message flashes before Novice's eyes. Warning, error, system has been infected. Novice looks down at his own hands in pure horror. See, Chip, Novice, something's happening to me. The screen cuts to black. The system, the very thing that made him the kingdom's greatest protector, has been corrupted, and his first new quest, a thirst for blood, this changes everything asterisk. What kind of monster is Novice about to become? We open on pure psychological torture. Novice is trapped in a nightmare, his mind fracturing under the crushing weight of his failure. He hears the haunting voices of his fallen friends, Sly and the others. Where are we? How did we get here? They ask. But the real question hits him like a freight train. Why didn't you protect us? My guy is absolutely spiraling, drowning in guilt, thinking, if only I'd been stronger. The self-blame is eating him alive. He's questioning his entire existence. Even with the system, I couldn't make a difference. If I hadn't limited myself with those 3 rules, would I have been able to stop this? He's literally begging for this to just be a bad dream. But reality snaps back with brutal force. He remembers the attack, he remembers the cave, and he realizes he might actually be going crazy. But hold up, who is that? Chip, is that you? Novice is in total shock. Chip, his system navigator, looks completely different. Chip even admits, I feel a little weird, don't scare me. Am I a monster now? This is absolutely wild. Novice explains that every navigator's avatar is unique, but he's never heard of one changing before. If Chip changed, what does that mean for the system itself? Then, the screen glitches. A terrifying, corrupted message flashes before his eyes. Error, system has been infected. Bro is officially cooked. Novice demands Chip open the system, and the stats that pop up are completely diabolical. Name, Novice Stormrider. Race, error, level 1. Wait, level 1? His level got completely reset and his stats are totally different. His HP is a pathetic 15, but his energy is 50 and he has a stat he's never even heard of before, sense 10. That's actually quite high for a level 1, but a system reset without the king's direct intervention should be literally impossible. Novice's brain is working overtime. He figures the king might know what's going on with those cave monsters, but first things first, he needs to find the others' bodies. He's taking them home. No shot is he leaving his friends behind in the dark. But after hours of searching, they find absolutely nothing. No bodies, no traces. Novice is stressing hard, wondering if Sly and the others somehow escaped. He's beating himself up, wishing he still had his skills to track them instantly. Chip tries to hype him up, telling him not to beat himself up since they literally looked everywhere. Novice pivots, asking Chip a dark, unsettling question. Do you know of any monster venom capable of infecting humans? Chip mentions tons of poisonous monsters, but changing them, Novice drops the horrifying theory. Those things in the cave, they look so human, you don't think they could have been human once, right? Chip immediately shuts that down with some classic comedic timing. What? No, it's more noses, isn't it? Do I have 10 eyes now? You're as ridiculous as always. Novice just sighs, forget I said anything. Honestly, the banter is a massive W to break the tension, but the underlying dread is still very much there. They've been searching so long that the sun is finally coming up. And the second the morning light hits Novice, ARGH, why is the sun so hot? It feels like my arm's on fire. Chip is also freaking out, saying he doesn't feel so good. Then the ultimate betrayal from the universe. A system ping, your body is being affected by the sun, while in the sun your HP will decrease every hour. All stats will decrease every hour until out of the sunlight. Novice is losing HP just by standing there. This can't be real, he panics, dragging Chip into the shade just in the nick of time. Safe in the shadows, his stats return to normal, but his HP is already down to 14. Novice is questioning his entire reality. Is this system for real? And if that wasn't enough, another ping echoes in his mind. A new quest. While Chip is literally glitching out, the system drops the most diabolical quest imaginable. New quest received: consume human blood. Blood will restore the user's HP. What kind of quest is this? Novice is in total denial. This has to be some kind of error, right? But the system doubles down with a bonus. Consume each variation of blood type for a different effect. Novice tries to rationalize it. Maybe the system is trying to tell me I've lost too much blood. I need to get back to the village and figure out how to fix this immediately. He's desperately clinging to the idea that the system is just broken. That's all it is, just broken. But then he steps back into the direct sunlight. The burn returns, and suddenly a new, terrifying sensation hits him. He sniffs the air. It smells so sweet. Are there people nearby? He dashes forward and his eyes lock onto something on the ground. It's a body, but Novice isn't horrified by the sight. He's horrified by his own reaction. The smell, why? Why does it smell so sweet? The current quest flashes in his vision. Consume human blood. The tension is at an absolute 100%. The line between hero and monster is completely gone. Novice stares at the body, his mind fracturing, whispering, maybe, just a taste. Bro is fighting for his life against his own system, and he might actually be losing. We open with a massive content warning because things are about to get dark. Novice is standing over the corpse, his mind screaming at him, maybe, just a taste, but right as he leans in, his core morality snaps him back to reality. No, the dead should be left in peace. He's absolutely horrified by his own intrusive thoughts. He realizes he can't be anywhere near that body anymore and tells Chip they need to get out of there immediately. But the universe is not giving Novice a break. The sun is literally burning his skin and the system is spamming him with diabolical notifications. -1 HP, your bloodlust is increasing. Novice is losing his mind, yelling, enough with these messages. He knows that if this keeps up, he's actually going to die. And yet that horrifying quest, consume human blood, is still glaring right in his face. He's panting, trying desperately to hold his sanity together. Chip is worried, asking if he's okay. Novice forces a calm facade, saying, I'm fine, let's just get to this village up ahead. Chip is super skeptical. Just ahead, how do you know? Novice plays it cool, call it a hunch. Loki, it's his new vampire senses kicking in, but he's trying to keep it together. They finally reach the village and Chip is hyped. No kidding, you were right. But Novice, he is absolutely terrified. His new senses are completely overloading. He gasps, I can smell them. I can smell them all. The sheer volume of human scent is hitting him like a freight train, and he has zero idea how it's even possible to sense people like this. This sensory overload is pure nightmare fuel. He's literally losing HP just from being near the village. -1 HP, he realizes he absolutely cannot go in there. So many people, I can't go to that village. Who knows what I might do? The stakes just skyrocketed. He's a walking danger to the exact same innocent people he swore his life to protect. The system keeps pushing him to the edge. Your bloodlust is increasing. Novice is fighting a brutal mental war. Stop it! Stop having these damned thoughts. He's questioning his entire existence. Is this how I have to live now? Bro is literally fighting for his sanity, and it is absolutely wild to watch. Suddenly, the tension spikes to 70%. A level 5 boar charges out of the woods. The stats flash on screen: HP 25, speed 7, strength 10. It heard his screaming. Novice panics internally. A level 5 beast, but I'm only level 1. He's completely outmatched on paper. Action sequence: the boar lunges, but Novice dodges it effortlessly. I managed to dodge that at level 1, and I didn't even use accelerate. He's moving on pure, terrifying instinct, faster than he ever has before. He knows he has no time to think and needs to create space to figure out a strategy, but his body is already reacting on its own. Then Chip casually drops the mic, but Novice, you already beat it. System ping, boar defeated, 50 EXP granted. Novice is in absolute shock. How did I beat that boar? At level 1 I'm just a regular human. Where did this strength come from? The horrifying realization hits him like a truck. Blood. His new vampire physiology is compensating for his low level, making him insanely strong. Chip tries to be positive, pointing out that he no longer feels sluggish or weak, but Novice is terrified. If this is what he can do in the shade, what happens in the daytime? He knows he needs to stop the system, period. He knows the stakes. If his HP hits 0, it's not a simple feint. It's game over. He's desperate, thinking, I don't want to have these thoughts anymore. I'll do anything to get rid of them. My guy is truly fighting for his life against his own body. The physical toll is worsening rapidly. He's trembling, his HP dropping to a critical 515. Your bloodlust is increasing, he screams at his own mind. Get out of my head! This is pure psychological horror, and the emotional impact is at a solid 90%. Novice comes to a dark, tragic resolution. Maybe this is the only way. In all my time as an adventurer, I've never killed a human. My duty is to hunt monsters to protect people. He embraces the ultimate heroic sacrifice mindset. So if I've become a monster, then it only makes sense I have to protect them from me. Just then a villager approaches, asking if he's okay. Novice, fighting every single instinct in his body, warns them away. You shouldn't be here, please, I don't want to. The cliffhanger is at a massive 100% excitement. Will he lose control and We open on absolute psychological warfare. Novice is on his knees fighting a brutal battle against his own mind. The voice in his head is screaming for blood, but he's desperately holding the line. Calm down, this is not who I am, he yells internally. He's staring at an injured woman and the urge to bite her is overwhelming, but he refuses to cross that line. Bro is literally fighting for his sanity, and the tension is already at a solid 70%. The woman approaches, telling him to get over here and stop being stubborn, but Novice is in pure sensory overload. Wait, you don't understand, he gasps. I can feel her heartbeat. It sounds like it's beating right in my head. I can even sense the flow of her blood. This is straight-up nightmare fuel. His new vampire physiology is turning basic human biology into a deafening, irresistible dinner bell. Desperate to do the right thing, Novice pulls out a healing potion. Luckily, I have a potion with me. These things cost a lot, you should be thankful I'm using it on a stranger. He gives it to her. But here's the diabolical catch. The system pings -1 HP. He's now at a critical 415 HP. Chip is absolutely stressing out, yelling, this is no time to be a crybaby, you're almost out of HP. You've got to get rid of that potion, Novice. The potion works, temporarily quieting the bloodlust in Novice's head. The woman, now healed, offers to take him to their camp. Novice's brain is working overtime, weighing the options. Going with people is risky, but maybe getting another potion will keep the dark thoughts away. But then, Chip drops the most unhinged suggestion imaginable. Or hear me out, we could just bite her. Novice snaps back, Chip, if it comes to you or her, I would rather see you alive. Plus, if you die, then what about me? But Chip's response is chilling. Think about it, if you don't bite her, I'll die. Wait a minute, Novice realizes something absolutely wild. Ever since the system changed, Chip's personality has changed too. The navigator isn't just glitching, it's actively encouraging him to become a monster. The woman smiles, saying, bumping into you, it couldn't have come at a better time. Our camp has recently had some strange monsters. Novice's detective instincts kick in. Strange? In what way? Did they look like humans? The woman is visibly shocked. How do you know that? Novice connects the dots instantly. Could this be the same human monsters from the cave? Novice makes his choice. Even so, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, my job is to protect people. He turns around to lead the way, but hold up, she's gone, vanished into thin air. Novice realizes he has to track her. Maybe, sense 10, it's a long shot, but maybe that skill could help me find her. Chip is still nagging, this is why I told you to bite her. Novice finally snaps, would you shut up, I'm trying to concentrate, it's too much, it's like I can hear everything. He follows the scent, but his HP drops again. -1 HP, he pushes through the brush and finds bandits, and they are talking trash. What the heck, this guy has nothing on him, what was the point of bringing this sucker? Kuna said he recognized this one. Fine, chuck him in with the other one then. Novice realizes too late this wasn't a rescue, it was a setup. Your bloodlust is increasing, -1 HP, 2/15 HP. Novice is fatting fast, Chip is screaming, Novice, wake up, the situation doesn't look so good. Novice's vision blurs as he processes his surroundings. Chip, what happened? I know where we are. He's been captured. My guy is officially cooked. The bandits are gloating over their captive. Make sure this note gets to the right people as soon as possible. I can't believe this adventurer actually fell for it. What an idiot. Then the ultimate plot twist drops. One bandit turns to another. Did you hear that? Now I bet you wished you bit her. She tricked us from the beginning. She got you too. Wait, what? The bandits suddenly start stumbling. I'm starting to feel a little tired. Yes, same here. You need to help us. Then the woman's voice echoes from the shadows. Did you enjoy the drinks I made you last night? Novice is in absolute shock. How could a woman like that work with the guild? Maybe that was just a lie too. She didn't just trap Novice, she poisoned the entire bandit party. This woman is an absolute menace with zero chill. But then a familiar, terrifying voice cuts through the chaos. It's the bandit leader from Chapter 1, the guy Novice spared months ago. He smirks, looking down at the weakened hero. Your way, you can kill monsters, but not someone like me, he points at Novice's worsening wound. That wound is bad. At this rate, he won't make it another half hour. The stakes just skyrocketed to 95%. Novice is bleeding out, but his mind is eerily calm. He looks at the bandit leader and makes a dark, calculated decision. Right, I'm probably going to die soon anyway. Can you do me a favor? If you manage to get out of here, can you kill them? I've never taken a human life before. The bandit scoffs. They're monsters. Novice's eyes go completely dead. I didn't want to do this, but if I can help give your death purpose, I'll use your strength to stop people like this. Action sequence. Novice lunges, no hesitation, no backup. He sinks his teeth into the bandit leader. The screen flashes with the bandit's memories as Novice consumes him. And then the system pings with absolute diabolical satisfaction. Quest consume human blood has been completed. Blood type O+ has been consumed, your HP has been restored, human has been killed, 100 XP gained, you have leveled up. The transformation is complete. Novice stands up, his wounds healed, his eyes glowing with a terrifying new power. The righteous protector is gone, in his place is something much darker. Because of you I get to live, he whispers, looking at the remaining bandits. I'll do it, I'll kill them all. A final chilling system message flashes, new skill unlocked, blood claws, this is pure chaos and Novice is officially on demon time. We open back at the guild and the vibes are already off. One of the members is stressing hard, saying, I know, but something doesn't feel right. With Novice and the others not returning last night, I don't like it. Another member tries to brush it off, but the doubt is there. They decide to send someone to scout ahead. Little did they know, Novice is already fighting a battle that will completely shatter everything he believes in. Cut to a dark, grimy prison cell. Novice and another captive are locked up. A bandit kicks the door open, oozing with arrogance. Rise and shine, you two. Have you become best friends in there? Don't ignore me when I'm talking to you, swine. The disrespect is off the charts. These guys think they have total control. To prove a point, the bandit literally throws a bucket of water on them. Morning shower, wake that embarrassment up, will you? He's gloating, waiting for the perfect moment to break their spirit. I want to see the look on his face when he learns how much his rich family values his life. They think Novice is just a helpless, high-value hostage. Massive miscalculation. But then, the bandit notices something is wrong. Wait, why isn't he moving? Panic instantly sets in. He's our big payday, what happened to him? The arrogance evaporates, replaced by pure, unfiltered terror. The tables have turned and the bandits have no idea what's standing in the shadows with them. The horrifying truth drops, the captive is dead, and the system pings with absolute diabolical clarity. Human has been killed, a plus blood type has been detected, 50 EXP granted. Novice didn't just sit there and take it. He took action. He did what he had to do to survive, and in the process he crossed the line he swore he never would. The remaining bandits are in absolute shock. I saw what you did, you monster. The prisoner killed her, cut his throat, feed him to the dogs. But Novice, he's eerily calm. His brain is working overtime, but his focus is razor sharp. He turns to Chip and says, use all points on agility. Chip instantly replies, got it. Bro is locked in. Action sequence, Novice grabs a weapon from a fallen guard. He thinks, I don't have my old skill like accelerate, but I'm still fast, and he is absolutely right. He moves with terrifying, unnatural speed. The system spams 30 EXP granted over and over again as he dismantles the entire room in seconds. All dead, no hesitation, no backup, he just chose violence. After blowing off some steam, the system rewards him. You have leveled up, you are now level 3, 5 stat points have been granted, HP has increased to 25. He's healing, he's leveling, but the psychological toll of what he just did is about to hit him like a freight train. Suddenly, a tougher bandit steps into the fray. He looks at Novice with a mix of disbelief and disgust. You know, when they said they caught you, I didn't believe them, but what happened? Didn't you say that you would never kill? He mocks Novice's past righteousness, reminding him that the previous bandit leader was put away. Then he drops a chilling line. As I said before, you're just a monster created by the king. Another bandit jumps in, yelling, all right, I really don't like this guy, bite him. Novice tries to justify his actions, telling himself, I killed them, but those monsters deserved it. He's desperately clinging to his old moral code, but the cracks are showing. The bandit lunges, Novice tries to dodge, but he's not at full strength yet. Look out, I already beat him once, but with my level reset, can I still win? Bam, a massive hit connects. Minus 10 HP, 13/25 HP remaining. Novice realizes the terrifying truth. Crap, as I am now, this bandit is too strong. My guy is Loki getting folded. The bandit smirks, loving every second of it. Hey little system warrior, how does it feel to be on the other end of the power scale? Even Chip is stressing, yelling, yeah, if you had your skills, he would be just another meal. Take those morals and skills away, I told you we were the same. Novice grits his teeth, refusing to accept it. The same, I'm far from it. But to survive, Novice has to make a diabolical choice. He activates his new skill, Blood Claws activated. But here's the nightmare fuel catch, -1 HP for every minute Blood Claw is used. It doesn't cost mana or energy. It costs his literal life force. The bandit laughs, ha, look at what happened to you, you still claim you and I aren't the same. The bandit tries to break Novice's spirit completely. I told you you're a monster, all humans are, we just did what we needed to survive. Novice fires back, you're wrong, some can be different, I'm just no longer worthy of walking beside them. But then the bandit drops the ultimate plot twist. Like your friends at the guild, how do you think I got out in the first place? We work with the guild, they take a cut of the money. Novice freezes. Work with the guild, that's the second time I've heard that. His entire worldview is crumbling in real time. The bandit sees the opening and screams, now he dies. He swings for the kill, thinking Novice is completely distracted. But Novice is trapped in a massive existential crisis. His internal monologue is pure chaos. Do you think it's true, Chip? The guild, working with criminals, was the guild using me? Why would the guild support the killing of innocent people? All this time he thought he was fighting for justice. What if it was all a lie? Chip literally has to snap him out of it. Hey, would you snap out of it? All we can focus on right now is surviving. You've lost a lot of HP, but when you drank that other guy's blood, you regenerated. Novice is horrified by the suggestion. You're telling me to drink his blood? Chip calls out his hypocrisy perfectly. Look at what you just did, everyone's dead anyway. Don't you remember how you felt moments ago? Man, how can you be all murderous one second and then like this the next? Novice realizes Chip is right. In that state, I'm more of a danger to everyone. This bandit said something about the guild. It's clear something is going on. The guild members will need my help. He makes his choice, but at my current strength I might not be able to do anything just yet. Drinking his blood will make me stronger. And if this will help me stay sane, then I have no choice. He rationalizes it, telling himself his body just knows what it needs to do. He wonders, last time I drank blood I saw their memories. Will I see the bandits this time? He strikes, the system goes absolutely wild. You have consumed OB blood, rare blood type has been consumed for the first time, sense stat has gained 5 points, new blood inspect skill has been unlocked. Novice is overwhelmed. The taste, it's sweet, extremely sweet. It's almost the same feeling the body experiences when leveling up. It's so addicting. God, I want more. He is losing himself to the hunger and it is absolutely terrifying. Just as he's spiraling into the abyss of his new vampiric nature, a trembling voice cuts through the darkness. And Novice, who is that? Is it a survivor, a new threat, or someone from his past? This is peak fiction and the suspense is at a solid 100%. We open in the immediate aftermath and the psychological toll is hitting hard. Novice is reflecting on the girl he just saved, realizing she bolted because she genuinely thought he was going to eat her. And honestly, he gets it. I would have done the same, he admits, but this triggers a massive existential crisis. He looks at his adventure gear and realizes the horrifying truth. I've broken the code, I don't deserve to wear this anymore. The righteous hero is officially questioning his entire identity. Chip, ever the pragmatic navigator, asks what the move is. Head back to the village. Novice shuts that down immediately. He knows he can't control his bloodlust fully yet and going back now would be a gigantic L for everyone's safety. Instead, he makes a calculated, long-term play. As I get stronger, I'm learning more about this system. Maybe I can learn how to control myself in this power. His new mission is clear: grind, level up, and then return to expose the guild's dark conspiracy. But first, a quick wardrobe change. Novice is standing over a dead bandit, eyeing his clothes. Chip points out he needs a new fit. Novice hesitates for a split second. Stealing clothes? Well, I've done worse. Honestly, the comedic timing here is a massive W. The ultimate Boy Scout is officially adapting to the grim reality of his new life. Scene transition, a few days later at the Duskwatch Guild Hall. The vibes are incredibly somber. The guild members are gathered and the absence of Novice and his party is glaringly obvious. It feels strange not seeing them. They really brightened this place up. The denial is strong, with members desperately hoping they might still be alive since no bodies have been found. But Park is stressing hard. He knows the reality of the world. They've never been gone this long. Who's even strong enough to take them on? Another member brutally shuts down the hope, telling him to just face it, they're dead. The tension in this room is at a solid 70%. And then enter Taxon. This dude has absolutely zero chill. He struts into the hall, puffing his chest out, declaring, with Novice and his party gone, now we're the top dogs in town. Immediately, another guild member calls him out on his nonsense. You the top dog? Half the time Novice had to clean up the mess you made. the disrespect is real and the rivalry is instantly established. But Taksin doesn't back down. In fact, he doubles down with a massive, diabolical lie. This time it was me clearing up his mess. That bandit he captured got out, and guess who got rid of them all? Me. The guild members actually buy it, rationalizing that since Taksin was the second strongest after Novice, it makes sense. Bro is literally stealing Novice's kill and taking all the credit. The stakes just skyrocketed. A guild member points out the brutal reality. Since the system user is gone, it's only a matter of time until the king comes here and selects someone new. Taksin is already eyeing that reward, thinking he's next in line to become a system user. He is fully ready to step into Novice's shoes. But hold up, the camera pans to another guild member who drops a chilling, whispered plot twist. Damn, but he didn't. Taksin took out the bandits, it wasn't him. Wait a minute, if Taksin didn't kill those bandits, then who did? The mystery deepens and the suspense is at an absolute 85%. Back to Novice, who has been absolutely locked in, grinding for days. Chip asks if he's getting used to the infected system. Novice explains some crucial world building. It's odd, most systems grant the skill analyze to see others' stats, but for me different blood types give me different amounts of EXP. And here's the absolute cheat code. The rarest of blood types gives me resistance to the sun. Bro is literally turning his curse into a buff. This dude is built different. We see Novice at Winklaw Hollow, ready for the next fight. His stats are climbing, level 4 strength 20, agility 20, sense 15. His current quest, reach level 5. He knows that hitting level 5 is the key to unlocking that sun resistance and finally being able to walk in the daylight without his HP draining. He is fighting for his life and he is not stopping until he gets it. Finally, Novice gets a moment to talk to Claire, the girl he saved. He needs answers. Claire, I've been meaning to ask, what happened that day, the day you told us to come back to the village early? Claire's expression turns dead serious. She drops a chilling description. I saw something, creatures that live in the dark, eyes that glow red, and unwavering hunger for blood. The atmosphere in this scene instantly drops to pure nightmare-fuel tension. Novice tries to play it cool, desperately clinging to normal logic. Are you talking about a bat? But Claire looks him dead in the eye and delivers the ultimate lore drop that changes everything. Have you heard of vampires? Boom, the word is finally spoken. The mystery is solved, but a whole new nightmare is just beginning. Novice isn't just infected, he's becoming the very thing he swore to destroy. Will he be able to control the vampire within, or will the bloodlust consume him completely? We open with Novice absolutely locked in on the grind. He's out here farming monsters and the system pings with a measly 15 EXP per kill. He looks at the horde of enemies and realizes the brutal math of his new reality. I'm going to need to kill a lot of these to level up. But instead of complaining, he just smirks. It's a good thing there's a lot of them, right? Bro is literally treating a nightmare dungeon like a farming simulator. He activates his new skill, Blood Claw. But as he slices through the monsters, a dark, chilling realization hits him. The EXP he gets from killing these beasts is incredibly low. It's incomparable to the massive EXP boost he got when he killed a human. The contrast is stark, and it forces him to ask a horrifying question about the enemies he faced in the cave. Suddenly a notification flashes. O+ blood type detected plus 30 EXP. Novice's brain is working overtime connecting the dots. Is that how he got so strong? By murdering all my friends? The tension spikes to 70%. The monsters in the cave weren't just naturally powerful, they were farming humans to level up. This is straight-up nightmare fuel, and Novice knows he's dealing with something absolutely diabolical. But then the environment turns against him. He steps into a patch of direct sunlight and the system immediately penalizes him. All stats are being affected. Not good, he mutters. This is exactly why he's been hunting in these dark, grimy caves. Without his old skills, he's nowhere near as strong as he used to be, and the sun is actively nerfing him. He has to use whatever he has left to survive. But wait a minute, Novice has a trick up his sleeve. He activates Blood Claw activated. Instantly the system pings. You are no longer affected by direct sunlight, and your stats have returned to normal. By activating his vampiric skill, he completely negates the sunlight debuff. He looks at his enemy with cold, calculated focus and says, "Now you're mine." Bro literally unlocked a cheat code to bypass his own racial weakness. But every cheat code has a cost. As he gains another 15 EXP, a terrifying warning flashes on screen. Using the Blood Claw skill on both hands drains my HP twice as fast. His health drops to a critical 2635. He realizes this skill is a massive double-edged sword. The lower his HP gets, the quicker he needs to take in more blood and the closer he gets to actual death. He is literally betting his life force on every single swing. And here comes the darkest temptation of all. Chip points out the obvious, terrifying loophole. Unless you're fighting against humans, you can use your skills, drink their blood, and be back to normal. It's a diabolical cycle. Fight humans, drain them, heal up, repeat. The system is practically begging him to become the very monster he swore to destroy. Novice is fighting a brutal internal war. This again, he thinks, gritting his teeth. I know I broke the code, but the rules my brotherhood have always upheld, I will always hold them dear to me. He refuses to fully surrender to the bloodlust. With a burst of sheer willpower, he declares, I have chosen to live. He's not giving up his humanity, even if he has to fight his own biology to keep it. And that sheer willpower pays off. Congratulations, you have leveled up. You are now level 5, reach level 5 quest has been completed. Massive W, he finally hit the milestone he was grinding for. The sun resistance is secured and he's one step closer to figuring out this cursed system. But the celebration is cut short by the most major reveal yet. Your race has been unlocked, vampire. Novice stares at the screen, the final nail in the coffin of his old life. It's as I thought, I'm no longer human. He pieces together the lore, weak in the sun, feeds on human blood. And now, I am one of them. The emotional impact here is at a solid 85%. The righteous hero is gone, replaced by a creature of the night. But the system isn't done with him yet. A new prompt appears, demanding a choice. Please select one of the following classes. 3 glowing cards materialize before him: Night Warrior, Blood Manipulator, and Scarlet. This is a massive world-building moment. In this system, your class defines your entire combat style, your abilities, and your future potential. And the system drops the ultimate warning: a class must be selected to progress further into the system. Only one class may be selected. The decision cannot be changed. Choose wisely, no takebacks, no resets. This single choice will dictate how Novice survives in this dangerous new world. We open with Novice staring at the glowing class selection screen, and his brain is literally working overtime. A class upgrade? The system had classes before, but I've never heard of these asterisk classes. He's completely thrown off. I mean, what even is a Night Warrior? The rules of the game just changed, and our boy is trying to figure out the new meta. He reaches out and touches the first card. Boom, instant info dump. Night Warrior class are the most physically capable vampires in strength and speed. This class gains additional stat points for each level up. Novice is low-key confused by his own actions. Did you see that? Yeah, did I do that? I'm confused. I guess touching these cards gives more information on the class. Okay, hear me out, this is actually a pretty cool mechanic, but the stakes are way too high to just guess. He moves to the next card and Chip immediately starts stressing. Again, what are you doing? The card reveals the Blood Manipulator class. The description is absolutely wild. Blood vampires have a unique way of fighting, consuming HP to fight. Using blood skills allows the vampire to excel in close and long-range combat. Novice literally groans, ARGH. Chip is exasperated. Come on, do you really need to touch the card? Novice ignores him and checks the final option, Scarlet's Spellbinder. This one unlocks a new source of energy, mana, which can be supplemented with blood in emergencies. Chip finally snaps, so you've seen them all now, what are you going to pick? The pressure is on, and Novice has to make a choice that will define his entire future. Novice's brain goes into full tactical mode. The Night Warrior class seems to make the most sense, he reasons. He breaks down his backstory. He was a paladin in the past, specializing in defensive-based magic. To make up for that, he trained his swordsmanship to the limit. Using a sword is all I really know. I don't think using magic would help me much. Honestly, this dude is built different, sticking to his roots even when the world is falling apart. But hold up, Chip literally shakes the screen, screaming, no, you should choose this, Blood Manipulator. Novice pushes back hard and you can feel his frustration. Blood Manipulator, that takes HP to use skills. As I am now, I already have enough trouble regaining HP. He's fighting for his life, and deliberately choosing a class that drains his health sounds like absolute nightmare fuel. Chip plays the ultimate trust card. Novice, you know I'm linked to the system, although I can't explain it. I promise you as the system itself that Blood Manipulator is the one you want to pick. Have I ever failed you before? That hits different. Chip is basically vouching for this diabolical path with his entire digital existence. Novice flashes back to the moment Chip literally saved his life in the cave. He takes a deep breath and makes his choice. You're right, you've never let me down before. I choose the class, Blood Manipulator. Massive gamble, let him cook. The system confirms it. Blood Manipulator has been selected. Congratulations, you are now a Blood Manipulator. His stats get a massive glow up. HP jumps to 50, Strength 20, Agility 20, Endurance 10, Sense 15, Energy 50, and he's solidly level 5. But Novice is just exhausted. Do all vampires have to go through this much pain or what? Bro cannot catch a break. And the rewards keep coming, but with a catch. New skill has been unlocked. Blood/LVL1 cost 2 HP. The user's blood is turned into a sharp aura that can be thrown out from any part of its body. Novice size, I don't like that it uses HP, but with the class it looks like I at least gain more HP. It's a double-edged sword, but it's his asterisk double-edged sword now. The system reminds him that the sun debuffs are still a thing. HP will still be affected, your stats will still be affected, but Novice sees the silver lining. That's a big boost. With this, I'm not limited like I was before. I still have to be careful during the day, though. He's adapting, evolving, and getting ready for the real fight. Then the system drops the ultimate cheat code. Consuming different blood types will now have the following bonus effects. O-type increases blood aura strength, A-type increases efficiency, B-type increases sun resistance, and the Holy Grail, AB plus or AB blood type will permanently decrease blood hunger. Novice's eyes widen. Everything's at 0, I guess because of the new class. Wait, decrease blood hunger. Maybe Chip was right about picking this class after all. Am I reading this right? This changes everything. But the universe never gives a massive W without a gigantic L attached. 3 new quests slam onto his screen. Reach level 25, use blood /100 times, and the absolute kicker, blood must now be consumed within 24 hours. Quest failure will incur a penalty. The tension spikes to a heart-stopping 100%. Novice processes the horrifying reality. If I don't consume blood in 24 hours, and right on cue Chip literally teases him, feeling hungry, Novice's internal monologue turns ice cold. I only have myself to blame for trusting him. With the system having changed, he's not the same Chip as before. I can't trust him. The paranoia is real and the stakes have never been higher. But Novice isn't going to just sit there and starve. He makes a calculated, dangerous decision. I've already cleared out all of the bandit camps in the area, and with this quest now, it's time for us to go back and find out the truth of what's going on. He's heading straight back to the guild. The hunter is coming home and he's bringing his new vampiric arsenal with him. But wait a minute, cut to a completely different scene. A shadowy figure smirks in the dark. This one felt a bit too soon, but it's fine. We're done cleaning up loose ends. We open right in the middle of absolute chaos at the Duskwatch Guild Hall. Someone is screaming, "You're crazy!" But the guy at the center of it all doesn't even flinch. He's laying out his master plan. What I'm saying is that the guild and town need new direction, which is why I'm suggesting myself as the next guild leader. The audacity is off the charts. Someone tries to bring up the current leadership. But what about old Bob? And the response is a massive, disrespectful L. Old Bob couldn't even find his way to the meeting today. Meanwhile, we get a quick cutaway to old Bob literally wandering around lost, going, hello. Honestly, the comedic timing here is a massive W, but the underlying tension is very real. The challenger, Taxon, doubles down on his arrogance. He points out that things are getting worse with a mass murderer on the loose that no one has dealt with. His logic, as the strongest person here, I deserve the position. Bro is literally using the town's trauma as a stepping stone for his own promotion. This guy has zero chill. But not everyone is buying it. A guild member pushes back hard, reminding everyone of the core values they swore to uphold. That's not right. Being a guild leader is about more than just strength. The guild is about community. We raise our swords to protect those who can't defend themselves. The guild exists for the people, that's why we're here. The emotional intensity here is at a solid 50%, reminding us what Novice fought so hard to protect. The member points to the quest board as undeniable proof of Taxon's failure. Look at the quest board. Every quest above C rank and worth less than 1 silver coin is untouched. Since Novice left, they've been piling up. The room goes quiet. The truth hurts. The people in this town won't feel safe with you in charge. Taxon doesn't even deny it. He just smirks and flips the script. What's your point? If the quests aren't being taken, then why don't you take them yourselves? He proudly admits his group is the only one strong enough for B rank quests, so they only take the best paying ones. Strength should be rewarded, otherwise why would anyone risk their lives? His twisted, selfish logic is absolutely wild. The tension in the room spikes to 70%. A guild member whispers in pure dread, "At this rate, Taxon will really become guild leader. If that happens, it won't be good for anyone." Realizing words aren't enough, another member snaps. "Fine, if strength is all that matters, let's fight for it." My guy is literally betting the soul of the guild on a duel. Someone tries to stop him, yelling, "What are you doing? You're just proving his point." But the challenger is locked in. That might be true, but if I win, he can't use strength as his argument for becoming the guild leader. It's a desperate, high-stakes gamble, and honestly, we're so back. Taxon accepts the challenge with a sinister, diabolical smirk. "I accept, but let me warn you, there are consequences for losing. Who knows what I'll do once I'm guild leader." The stakes just skyrocketed. They head to the town square to settle this with a ticking clock. "Let's finish this before the sun goes down." Action sequence, but it's not even close. Taxon is completely dominating the fight. All muscle and no brain, it seems. I've played with you long enough. He flexes his weapons, revealing they were crafted from great harpy monsters he killed with his own strength. "With these I claim the right to lead the guild. Serves you right, scum." He is absolutely folding his opponent. But Taksin isn't just winning the fight, he's going for the psychological kill. He taunts the defeated member, bringing up the ghost of the guild's past. He took every quest, no matter the cost. He was the strongest in the guild. You'll never be like him, you'll never. Your protector isn't here to protect you anymore. The emotional impact here is a devastating 90%. He's weaponizing Novice's absence to break their spirits. Taksin raises his weapon, ready to deliver a brutal, possibly fatal blow to Park. You worthless piece of... The danger level is at a heart-stopping 95%. If this hit connects, the guild is finished. The bystanders are paralyzed by fear. Should we stop him? He might kill Park. If we intervene, Taksin might turn on us. Pure chaos and terror grip the crowd. They know Taksin is a menace and they are completely powerless to stop him. But hold up, out of nowhere a voice cuts through the panic. I can't watch this anymore. Someone steps forward, ignoring the warnings. Don't, there's no point in both of you getting hurt. But the newcomer doesn't back down. If I don't do something, then who will? The hero moment is building and the anticipation is off the charts. Suddenly, a hand intercepts the attack. Taksin's eyes go wide in absolute shock. Huh, who's dumb enough to interrupt me in the middle of my lesson? The arrogance is instantly replaced by confusion. He has no idea who just stepped into his path. The camera pans up and the newcomer delivers the most epic, chilling line of the entire arc. A lesson? I think you're the one who needs to be taught a lesson. Boom, Novice is back, and judging by the vibe, he is on absolute demon time. We open with the guild members absolutely losing their minds. It's really Novice, he's back, he's actually alive. The relief in the room is massive, but instantly the questions start flying. What took him so long? Where was he? What about the others? Bro just vanished for weeks, so the confusion is totally justified. But Novice isn't here for a happy reunion. He's locked in on Taksin. Teach me a lesson when you were the one that disappeared for so long. Novice is calling out the absolute audacity of this guy. I didn't realize you had fallen so much to hurt one of your own guild members. The disrespect Novice is serving right now is a massive W. Taksin immediately gets defensive, sweating bullets. Me fallen, this is a fair fight. He tries to flip the script, saying Novice is the one who needs to answer questions. Novice cuts right through the BS and drops the most important question. Tell me, where are the others? Taksin plays dumb, but the crowd is low-key starting to suspect he knows something. Novice's brain is working overtime. This is going to be tricky. I was hoping he would be more hesitant. He realizes that throwing down right here in front of the whole town is a gigantic L for his secret identity. If he uses his new vampire skills, everyone will know what he's become, so he makes the tough call to hold back. Taksin takes the bait and charges, but wait a minute. Novice's internal monologue is wild. My body, it's too slow. He's intentionally nerfing himself to keep up the weak human act. Taksin is screaming, what is this? Fight properly, because Novice is just awkwardly dodging and tanking hits like a total noob. The crowd is completely buying the act. Why isn't Novice doing anything? You've come back so weak, something must have happened. They think he lost his edge. Meanwhile, Novice is just calculating his HP. Minus 10 HP, 36/50 HP, he's taking the hits on purpose to make it look convincing. Novice realizes he can't win this fight without revealing his true power. It was too early to fight, so he does the unthinkable. He just takes the L. Taksin smirks, declaring victory in front of everyone. It looks like I've won this match and everyone was here to see it. Novice lost. The guild members are in absolute shock. Is it really over? Taksin is already acting like the guild leader, telling Novice to move out of his way, but Park rushes over, completely ignoring the drama. What happened to you? Are you okay? Your skin, it looks paler than before and you look sick. Park is genuinely worried, and honestly the emotional impact here is at a solid 70%. But then the ultimate vampire struggle hits. Novice looks at Park and thinks he smells delicious. The bloodlust is creeping in, but Novice suppresses it, telling Park, I knew I couldn't beat him, I just didn't want you to get hurt anymore. He's literally protecting his friends from himself. Novice drops some heavy lore. I can no longer say I'm part of the Order. He's fully accepting his new reality as a monster. Park tries to hype him up, saying the system will return to him once he sorts out his feelings. But then Novice finds out Park told everyone he's broken and lost his system. Novice is like, I can't believe you told them that, even though I feel like I'm stronger than ever. The irony is absolutely wild. Scene transition, it's nighttime at the guild. The curfew is strictly 10 p.m. because of that mass murderer everyone's been talking about. The townsfolk are gossiping, saying Taxon's group already had a run-in with the guy and are too scared to go back out. The stakes are rising and the town is basically a sitting duck. Novice decides to head to bed, but the system rudely interrupts. Consume human blood, 8 hours remaining, the timer is ticking, and if he doesn't feed, he's cooked. But Novice isn't just going to snack on an innocent. If I have to consume blood, it might as well be someone more deserving. Bro is about to go hunting. He steps out past curfew and bumps into a random townsfolk who left his wallet at the inn. The guy is terrified, saying a strange guy in black blocked his path and he's 100% sure it's the mass murderer. Novice instantly volunteers to check it out. The guy is like, "Are you sure? Can you check it out for me?" Novice is already locked in. Novice tracks the scent down and corners the guy in black. The murderer is actually shocked. "What was it that gave it away? My act has been perfect so far." Novice just drops the most chilling line, "The fact that you stink of blood." The tension just skyrocketed to 95%. The murderer realizes who he's dealing with. "I saw you this afternoon, Novice. I've seen what you can do and you have no chance of stopping me." He thinks Novice is just a weak, broken adventurer, but then he drops the ultimate plot twist. "You will be my test. I have a lot of new skills I want to try, and without the sun, there's nothing holding me back." We open right in the middle of a high-stakes showdown and the murderer is absolutely dripping with arrogance. "You think of you, not even Taxon could stop me," but Novice isn't fazed. His brain is working overtime, analyzing the situation. He's fast compared to earlier today. Novice's speed was completely different. Was he holding back before? The murderer has no idea he's dealing with a completely different beast now. Novice makes a calculated tactical retreat, dashing backward to create space. "I need to keep some distance between the two of us." But the murderer completely misreads the play. "Running away already? Unfortunately, you've seen my real face, so I can't let you go." Bro is literally chasing a vampire into the dark and he has negative survival instincts. Action sequence, Novice stops running and turns the tables. "I guess it's time to see what these new skills can do." He activates his first new ability, Blood Slash level 1, but there's a catch: it costs 2 HP to use. The murderer is completely blindsided. "What is?" Novice smirks, realizing the murderer thought he was powerless. "So, you didn't lose your skills after all." Novice fires another Blood Slash, taking another 2 HP hit, but the attack misses. His brain is already adapting. Blood Slash is a skill that's great for medium-range attacks, but with him this close, let's try something else. He's literally theory crafting his build in the middle of a life-or-death fight. This dude is built different. He switches gears instantly, activating Blood Claw level 1. The murderer mocks him, "I would let your strange red hand touch me," but Novice is already calculating the trade-offs. He's taking chip damage, dropping to 28 HP, but he knows he has to adapt. "He's too fast. I need to slow him down. I haven't gotten used to this skill yet, but I have to try." Here comes the massive play. Novice activates a brand new diabolical skill, Blood Control. The system explains, allows the user to coat items in blood aura. The user is able to control items with their mind while coated in blood aura. The cost, a steady drain of 1 HP every 10 seconds. Novice doesn't even flinch. It's the skill that uses up the most blood, but it's quite handy. "Now you're mine." Bro literally unlocked telekinesis, and the murderer is about to get folded. And just like that, it's over. Novice dismantles him. The system goes absolutely wild with notifications. "You have killed a powerful human. You have leveled up. Congratulations, you are now level 6. HP 50-60 HP. You have gained 5 stat points." Novice is in shock. 5 stat points, that's a lot more than when I was human with the system. My HP also increased, which will let me use my skills more. The vampire class is literally a massive stat cheat code. But wait, there's more. Chip chimes in, hyping up another unlock. "Novice, look at this. A new skill." The system drops the ultimate glass cannon ability, Blood Cannon level 1. Description: a devastating amount of blood aura is condensed into a single blast of energy. The drawback: consumes 50% of the user's HP. Novice is like, 50%? Such a large drawback. When would I ever use a skill like this? Honestly, the risk-reward ratio on this is absolutely wild. The dust settles and the system resets his timer. Quest completed, timer reset. You have 24 hours to consume human blood. HP fully restored, 60/60. He just consumed O-negative blood, which permanently increased his blood aura strength. Novice wipes his mouth, fully healed. "It looks like we're good until tomorrow night. That is, it's a shame, but we're just going to have to leave the body here." Chip, being the greedy little navigator he is, complains, "What? But we did all that hard work. We should at least get the coins for it." But Novice stays locked in on the big picture. People will start asking questions and it's not a good time. "I need to find a permanent solution to this infected system. If I keep going out like this, I'll eventually get caught. Then I'll find out what Taxon knows about this whole situation." The hunter is becoming the detective. Scene transition, the camera cuts to a shadowy figure sneaking around the town late at night. What's he doing coming back so late? Sneak. Does he know something? The tension is creeping up to 85%. The web of conspiracy in this town is getting thicker by the minute. Cut to the guild hall where another emergency meeting is called. A member runs up to Claire, panicking. We open with Novice literally fighting a losing battle against the environment. The system is spamming him with brutal debuffs. The sunlight is affecting your stats and all stats are halved. He's visibly struggling and his new party members are starting to panic. Novice is in trouble, let's back him up. Claire is stressing hard, thinking, maybe it's too early for Novice to be adventuring. The tension is already at a solid 70% because our boy is operating at half capacity, and everyone knows it. Novice feels the weight of his new reality crushing down on him. He looks at his friends and thinks, they might be right, I'm sorry for getting you involved in this. But Claire isn't having it. She steps up, telling him, it's okay, I can keep going, I just need to be more careful. Novice is internally screaming, how did I even end up getting dragged into this situation? The guilt of hiding his vampire nature from the people trying to help him is absolutely wild. Determined to pull him out of his slump, Claire suggests they take a quest together. Novice hesitates. A quest, but is that really a good idea? He knows that during the day he's weaker. But then his tactical brain kicks in. I can't just avoid the sun forever, it might be good to learn my limits. Bro is literally treating a life-threatening racial weakness like a training arc. This dude is built different. Novice agrees, but with a condition. We need 5 people. He points to 2 other adventurers to round out the party. They are instantly hyped, saying, I'm sure anyone would be willing to work with the Protector. But that title hits Novice like a truck. His expression darkens and he snaps, don't call me that name. The emotional impact here is a solid 85%. The hero who saved them all feels like a fraud, and the irony is absolutely heartbreaking. Time skip, the quest is a massive W. They secured more than double the expected reward and the party is celebrating. Yeah, we can just sell the extra materials to the guild, right? But the good vibes are instantly shattered. A terrified villager bursts into the scene, screaming, help, please, tell us what's happening, it's terrible. The adventure energy just spiked to 95%. The villager is trembling, barely able to speak. A giant bird is attacking our village. Novice immediately goes into tactical mode. The village closest to here is Yonville. Don't they have their own guild? The villager confirms they do, but it's a bloodbath. They're fighting against the monster now, but it's too powerful. Most of the villagers had no choice but to run away, but they're still fighting. The stakes just skyrocketed. The villager drops the horrifying description. It has the body of a beast, but it also has wings and shoots fire from its mouth. Novice's brain connects the dots instantly. It sounds like a griffin. Isn't that a grade B monster? The party freezes. A grade B monster is no joke. It's a raid-level threat and a small village guild doesn't stand a chance. Novice doesn't hesitate. We have to help, otherwise the whole village could be destroyed. Claire, still thinking he's weak, tells him to run back and get guild reinforcements. But the way you are now, it's best if you're the one to warn the others. Novice plays along, but internally he knows the truth. It's nighttime now, I'm not affected by the sun anymore, but I can't say that. He promises to be as quick as possible, setting up a massive solo play. As Claire and the others rush toward the danger, Novice's mind is racing. A griffin? Even with Park and the others, it might not be enough. Maybe they can hold it off for just long enough. He knows the clock is ticking and every second counts. Novice bursts into the guild hall, completely out of breath, and confronts the one person who can mobilize a rescue, Taxon. Taxon, it's a griffin, it's attacking the village of Yonville. The adventurers there need help. But Taxon's reaction is absolutely diabolical. He doesn't even flinch. Did I say to go and help? Yonville has a competitor guild to ours. Saving them gives us no benefit. This guy has zero chill. He's literally letting people die over guild politics. Novice is furious. What about Park and the others from our guild who are already there? Taxon coldly shrugs it off. They went of their own accord. If they go to fight a griffin, there are sure to be losses with no gain for us. If you want to help them, then do something about it yourself, Protector. He throws Novice's old title in his face like a gigantic. That's the breaking point. Novice glares at him, his voice dropping to a deadly whisper. If anything happens to them, you better watch your neck. He turns and sprints out the door. I have to help them somehow. Chip, apply all stat points to agility. Chip instantly replies, aye, agility 2025. Bro is officially locked in and on demon time. Cut to Yonville and it's pure chaos. The adventurers are getting absolutely folded. Are they going to get rid of that thing? So many have already died, it's too strong, why isn't anyone helping us? The griffin is flying just out of reach. The creature is too high, I can't even reach it with my sword. They are completely helpless and the danger level is at a heart-stopping 100%. Novice arrives on the scene and instantly analyzes the battlefield. They aren't strong enough to deal with it. It looks like it has been damaged, but now it's staying off the ground. He knows a direct assault is suicide. He needs a strategy. Is there an attack that can hurt it from afar without it noticing? His brain is working overtime, calculating the perfect angle of attack. He makes his choice. That might just do the trick, but if it doesn't work, I'm not going to let it happen again. Never again. He looks at the wounded beast. It's a rank B beast, but it's already badly hurt. This might not be enough to finish the griffin off, but I'll give everyone a chance. He takes a deep breath, channeling every ounce of his new, cursed power. Show me what this attack can do. Action sequence. Novice activates his ultimate glass cannon skill. Blood cannon. The system screams a massive warning. 50% of HP has been used. He doesn't care. He leaps into the air and swings. A devastating blast of condensed blood aura tears through the sky, slamming into the griffin with the force of a freight train. The adventurers below are in absolute shock. That attack, that didn't come from any of us. It looked like it came from the forest. The dust settles and the system goes absolutely wild. You have leveled up. You have leveled up. You are now level 8. Novice just solo carried a rank B boss fight and gained 2 whole levels in one swing, but he isn't celebrating. He turns his gaze back toward the guild, his eyes cold and filled with righteous fury. We open right back at the Duskwatch Guild Hall and the vibes are already suspicious. The guild master is making a massive announcement. As you all know, the guild has come to a decision to appoint Taxon, who will now serve as our new sub-guild leader. The room erupts in murmurs. Some members are like, seriously, Taxon? But others are low-key buying it, saying, well, he is the strongest after all and old Bob is close to retiring. Bro is literally just passing down the hammer to the most toxic guy in the building. Taxon steps up to the plate, oozing with unearned confidence. There's a reason why I've gathered you all today, as it's my first assignment as sub-guild leader. He drops the mission. A large goblin camp has been spotted near the outskirts of the kingdom, and this isn't just a random quest. The king has given us a direct order that all members must comply with. We must subjugate it before it grows into a true threat. Taxon lays out his brilliant strategy. We'll split into smaller parties to scout and hunt. That way we cover more ground. Remember, goblins are large in number, so don't underestimate them. He's acting all tactical, but the guild members are already side-eyeing him. He's only doing this because the king ordered it. He doesn't care. The tension in the room spikes to 70%. The guild members are whispering, realizing the trap. He's assigning teams, not us, but that makes no sense. This can't be good. Everyone knows Taxon is up to something diabolical, but they can't openly rebel against a direct order from the king. Then Taxon drops the ultimate plot twist. He points directly at Novice. And, Novice, you'll come with me in Squad A. The room goes dead silent. Novice is in absolute shock. What? Another guild member immediately protests. No, I don't want to be with that ugly man. But Novice's brain is already working overtime, analyzing the hidden intentions behind this move. Novice keeps his cool on the outside, but internally he's connecting the dots. Why does he want me in his group? But with the two of us away from the others, it might be a chance for me to ask him some questions as well. Novice is playing the long game. He hopes he's wrong about his suspicions, but he knows he has to confront Taxon to find out the truth about the guild's dark secrets. Scene transition. It's midday and the parties are moving out. Novice's squad is heading out first to scout the western path. Novice is locked in, telling his team, we'll finish up quickly and make sure Taxon isn't up to anything. They are moving with purpose, but the daylight is about to become Novice's biggest enemy. They push deeper into the wilderness. The atmosphere is tense and quiet. We should be close to the goblin hideout, Novice mutters, spotting fresh footprints in the dirt. His teammate warns him, careful, Novice, remember it's still day out. Novice knows the stakes. In the sunlight, his stats are halved, making him a sitting duck. Suddenly, action! Goblins over there! Novice's squad springs into action. We'll chase it, don't let it regroup. They push forward, thinking they have the upper hand, but wait a minute. This feels way too easy. It's a trap, and Novice is about to find out the hard way. The environment turns against him instantly. The system spams a brutal warning. You are being hit by direct sunlight. All stats are currently halved. Novice grits his teeth, feeling the familiar weakness wash over him. I'm still nothing like I was before, he thinks, realizing how vulnerable he truly is without his full power. Before Novice can even process the debuff, the ambush hits. Flank them from the right, a voice shouts. Got it! But it's not his teammates, it's Taxon's squad, and they aren't attacking the goblins, they're attacking Novice. This is pure chaos, and Novice's brain is screaming that he walked right into a setup. Impact, a massive, brutal strike connects directly with the back of Novice's head. The system flashes red. -12 HP, you are losing consciousness. Bro got absolutely folded. The screen fades to black as Novice's vision goes dark, completely unaware of the nightmare he's about to wake up to. Novice groans, waking up in a cold sweat. He tries to move, but he's completely immobilized. What is this rope? He struggles, but it's no use. It's not regular rope, it feels like it's made from special monster fibers. I can't move. The danger level just skyrocketed to 95%. He is completely at the mercy of whoever tied him up. Out of the shadows steps Taxon wearing a sinister, triumphant smirk. You're awake, good, don't bother struggling. That rope is made from high-grade beast sinew. It seals magic and drains your strength. Novice's eyes widen in rage and confusion. Taxon, what is this? Taxon drops the most massive, world-shattering reveal of the entire arc. The king ordered this. He said you, the so-called system user, are useless now. News of you having lost your power seems to have even reached his ears. Novice is in absolute shock. The king told you to do this. Why, the king? Who gave me the system in the first place? You're lying. Taxon doesn't even flinch, he just laughs coldly. Am I? The king's word was clear, a system user who can't use the system is useless. The betrayal cuts deep. The very kingdom Novice sacrificed everything to protect has officially written him off as trash. The emotional impact here is a devastating 90%. But Taxon isn't done. He leans in close, revealing his true, diabolical motive. He fed me a little. If I kill a system user, I can obtain that system power for myself. When I kill you, the system should transfer to me. If the king's intel is correct, I'll be unstoppable. Boom, the ultimate betrayal. Taxon doesn't just want Novice dead, he wants to steal his system and become an unstoppable god. Novice is tied up, weakened by the sun, and facing a traitor who thinks he's already won. But Taxon has no idea what kind of monster Novice has become. Novice completely immobilized, and Taxon is absolutely dripping with diabolical villain energy. The great system user now in this state. Don't worry, Novice, I'm not going to kill you right now. Novice calls him out for being a coward, but Taxon just smirks. Am I a coward or just someone who uses his brain? He lays out his twisted master plan. He's going to play the hero in the goblin subjugation, let everyone think the new, weak Novice abandon the quest, and then have Novice's own friends find his dead body. It'll be perfect. The sheer audacity of this guy is off the charts. Novice's brain is working overtime, connecting the dots. Scum, I bet it was you who set us up on that quest in that damned cave. But Taxon deflects with a chilling smirk. Scum, I know exactly what I am, but a cave, I have no clue what you're talking about. Or are you talking about the bandits that go out? If that was you that dealt with them, then I have to say thanks. Wait a minute. The plot is thickening, and Novice is about to get the most horrifying confirmation of his suspicions. Novice is in absolute shock. You were behind freeing the bandits. Taxon doesn't even deny it. Who knows, like your friends at the guild, how do you think I got out in the first place? We work with the guild, they take a cut. The betrayal hits like a freight train. Novice realizes this is the second time he's heard this. The very organization he swore his life to protect is secretly profiting from the very criminals he was sent to hunt. Taxon continues to twist the knife, admitting the bandits were threatening to spill his secrets. From that look on your face, maybe it really was you that dealt with them. You really did save me, Novice. The irony is absolutely wild. Novice, the righteous hero, accidentally did the villain's dirty work for him. Novice glares with pure, unfiltered rage. Taxon, you'll pay. But right now, he's completely powerless to do anything about it. Taxon turns to his goons, completely unbothered. You two with me, it's time to become the new hero of this guild. Watch him closely, he stays alive, for now. He leans in, loving every second of Novice's suffering. Don't beg me to let you free, it's not going to work, I'll just enjoy it more. I love seeing people like you fall from your high horse. This guy has absolutely zero chill, and the disrespect is at a solid 85%. Scene transition, the sun finally goes down, the system pings, you are no longer being affected by direct sunlight. Novice thinks, the sun is down, you should try breaking free now. He strains against his bindings, but it's a gigantic L. The rope just digs deeper into his skin. What kind of rope is this? It's not just regular rope, it's actively fighting back. Chip confirms the worst-case scenario. It's like Taxon said, it's affecting your powers as well. I don't think you can use your skills. Novice is legitimately panicking. What else can I do? It's like even the system has given up on me. He's trapped, powerless, and completely at the mercy of his captors. The danger level is skyrocketing to 90%. And then the ultimate ticking clock drops. A massive system warning flashes. You must consume blood within 6 hours. Novice does the terrifying math. Damn it, this can't be happening now. The last time I consumed blood, it was a little over midnight. Bro is officially on a lethal timer, and the stakes have never been higher. Desperate, Novice tries to warn the goons. Hey, you have to let me go, it's dangerous if you keep me here. But the goon just scoffs. Quiet. Novice is internally screaming. Not again, if I don't do something now. The timer ticks down relentlessly. Time remain until blood must be consumed. 02:57:38. The tension is absolutely suffocating. Novice gives them one final, desperate warning. This is your last warning. If you don't let me go, you'll die here. But the goon just laughs it off. Just shut up, you're not fooling anyone. The goon thinks Novice is bluffing, but Novice is genuinely terrified of what's about to happen to them. What happens if I don't consume blood in time? Will I die, or is it something else? The clock hits the 1 hour mark. 010011. Novice's hope is completely shattered. There's nothing I can do, my time is up. The despair is real and the emotional impact is hitting a devastating 90%. He's fighting a losing battle against his own biology. 0 hour, the timer hits 000000. The system delivers the ultimate diabolical penalty. Quest failed. You have failed to consume blood in the last 24 hours. The righteous protector's time has officially run out. Novice tries to reason with them one last time, his voice cracking with genuine fear. You really don't understand, please? The goon is just confused, looking at him like he's lost his mind. What the hell is wrong with you? Buddy has absolutely no idea what's coming. Boom, the final panel drops with a heart-stopping 100% excitement cliffhanger. The system flashes the ultimate nightmare fuel. Quest failed. You have failed to consume blood in the last 24 hours. Transformation has begun. The screen goes dark, and when the light returns, Novice's eyes are glowing with a terrifying, predatory hunger. His fangs are bared. We open right in the thick of the aftermath, and the squad is finally catching a breather. Finally, this is the last one. Everyone checks in, making sure they're all good. They debate whether to collect loot like a regular quest, but the orders are clear: head to the center of the forest and regroup. The adventure energy is at a solid 50%, but there's a low-key sense of dread hanging in the air. And that dread is completely justified. One of the party members is stressing hard about Novice being paired up with Taxon. Before, Novice could handle himself, but the way he is right now, bro is literally fighting for his life against his own vampire instincts, and everyone knows it. They decide to push through the quest faster to prevent anything catastrophic from happening. But hold up, cut to another part of the forest and it's absolute chaos. A different party is getting absolutely folded by a massive horde of goblins. Park, that's the other party, they're struggling. There's so many goblins, let's help them quickly. The danger level just spiked to 70% and they are completely overwhelmed. The situation is getting out of hand. One adventurer is practically out of juice, screaming, "I'm running low on mana, where are the others?" They are seconds away from being wiped out and the tension is suffocating. But then enter Taxon, stage left, oozing with unearned, toxic confidence. Really, you guys are struggling with these weak monsters? It's Taxon, he's here. The struggling party is instantly relieved, thinking they're saved. With him here, this quest'll be no problem. Massive miscalculation on their part. Because Taxon's internal monologue is pure diabolical villain energy. This is perfect, perfect, now that these simpletons are desperate for my help. This is my moment. He isn't here to save them, he's here to build his own ego and secure his power grab. He casually one-shots the last goblin, playing the hero. The saved party is hyped, thanking him profusely. Save us, thanks man, we would have died without you. But then they drop the million-dollar question that instantly ruins Taxon's vibe. Where's Novice? Why isn't he with you? And Taxon doesn't even hesitate to drop a gigantic L of a lie. Novice panicked and ran when the goblins attacked. I don't know where he's gone. Bro is literally throwing his rival under the bus to make himself look like the only competent leader. The party is in absolute shock. What? That's not like Novice, we need to find him. They know the stakes. With all these goblins around and in Novice's current state, he's in danger. They are genuinely worried about their friend, completely unaware of the monster Novice has become. But Taxon immediately shuts them down, flexing his newly acquired authority. You can't, night's coming and we need to set up camp immediately. As you've seen, the surrounding area is infested with goblins. We don't stand a chance in the dark. We'll need every set of hands we have to finish this quest. It's almost over. He's using the quest as an excuse to leave Novice to his fate. A party member tries to protest, but Taxon cuts them off with a cold, threatening glare. As your sub-G guild leader, I'm ordering you to stay. Challenge me again, didn't think so. The disrespect is off the charts and the power dynamic has completely shifted. Defeated, the party members whisper in the shadows, realizing the harsh truth. With Taxon in charge, we can't do anything. Agreed, Taxon can't keep treating us like this, and now Novice. If Novice isn't around to step up, then we have no choice but to get stronger in order to protect him and ourselves. The emotional impact here is a solid 70%. They are realizing that the old ways are dead and they have to adapt to survive. Scene transition, it's the dead of night and Taksin is sneaking away from the camp. If anyone asks, I was here all night. He's got a sinister smirk on his face, whispering to himself, I always wondered what life would be like as a system user, and now it looks like I'll be able to find out. The suspense is building to an 85% major reveal. He's going to check on his prisoner. Taksin arrives at the location where he left Novice tied up and his arrogance instantly evaporates into pure panic. What happened here? Did he break free? Novice, what did you do? The atmosphere is thick with dread. He looks at the ground and the chilling detail hits him like a freight train. It's still wet. This is straight-up nightmare fuel. The blood is fresh. Boom, the ultimate realization. Taksin stares at the gruesome aftermath, his voice trembling with a mix of horror and rage. He killed Donvan. The middle of absolute, unadulterated chaos. Novice has completely snapped. He's lunging at Taksin with terrifying, unnatural speed. Taksin is completely caught off guard, screaming, "Get off me, what? You don't even look human. Were you a monster in disguise this whole time?" Bro is literally realizing way too late that he messed with the wrong guy. This showdown has been a long time coming, and Taksin is about to get a brutal reality check. Action sequence, Taksin tries to defend himself, but his sword won't even budge. How is he so fast? It's not just his speed, but his strength too. Novice is operating on pure predatory instinct. No hesitation, no backup. He's absolutely folding Taksin, proving that the so-called weak Novice is actually a lethal apex predator. My guy is on demon time, and Taksin has zero chill and negative survival instincts. Scene transition, morning has arrived and the rest of the guild is launching a full assault on the goblin camp. The vibes are chaotic but victorious. That was chaotic, but we managed to push those green bastards back. They survived the night, but the adrenaline is quickly replaced by a creeping sense of dread. Someone asks the million-dollar question, has anyone seen Taksin? Where is he? They find the first adventurer who went down during the ambush, but Taksin is nowhere to be found. No one's seen him since the attack started. I think it's best if we go look for him. The tension is already at a solid 70%. Something is terribly wrong. The party splits up to search the forest. The rest of our party will stay here to help however they can. They're whispering among themselves, trying to piece together the puzzle. What do you think happened? Or, he's with Novice somehow. Suddenly, a shout cuts through the trees. Hey, I think I found something. The suspense is building to an 85% major reveal. They stumble upon a scene of absolute carnage. What happened here? All this carnage looks like it was done by a monster. The bodies are scattered and the blood is everywhere, but then they spot someone amidst the wreckage. It's Torso, it's Novice. The shock in their voices is palpable. This is straight-up nightmare fuel. They rush to his side, panic setting in. What happened here? Is he hurt? I think he might have some internal injuries. Claire, help me pick Novice up. We have to take him back with us. Claire is frozen in shock, but the reality of the situation hits them hard. One of them whispers, we don't have to worry about Taksin anymore. The implication is chilling. Novice didn't just survive, he was the one who cleared the board. Cut to Mosswood Village. Novice is waking up in a bed, disoriented. I think he's waking up. A friend gently asks them to close the curtain, trying to keep him comfortable. Novice, are you feeling all right? Do you remember what happened? The emotional intensity here is at a heavy 90%. They are genuinely worried about their friend, completely unaware of the monster hiding beneath the surface. They drop the horrifying details of what they found. We found you in Taksin, in the forest, the other adventurers. They were all killed, you were the only survivor. I can only imagine some kind of beast did all that. A beast. They press him for answers. Novice, do you remember anything that happened? Anything you did? The guilt and weight of his actions are crushing him, and he has to play the amnesiac to protect them from the truth. Novice clutches his head, feigning pain. My head, it hurts. It's a heartbreaking lie. He knows exactly what he did, but he can't burden them with it. His friends, believing he needs rest, back off. We've got a lot to do, we'll come back when you're feeling better. The isolation is setting in and the stakes are higher than ever. The second the door closes, Novice's demeanor shifts. Chip, open the system screen. The stats flash before his eyes and they are absolutely wild. Level 12, HP 120, Strength 20, Agility 25, Sense 35. He has 30 stat points available. I'm now level 12, I've gone up 4 levels. Bro literally unlocked a cheat code by surviving the slaughter, but the power comes with a terrifying price. Chip calls him out on his BS. Why did you lie to your friends, Novice? You remember everything, don't you? Novice's voice cracks with genuine fear. I do, I remember it all, but I wasn't myself. I couldn't control my body. It felt like something else took over. He's terrified of his own nature. This time it was Taksin, but what about next time? What if I hurt someone I care about? The psychological horror is at a solid 85%. He comes to a devastating conclusion. What are we going to do? I'm too dangerous. Like this, I can't be around the others. I need to find a cure. He realizes there's only one place that might have the answers he desperately needs. And there's only one group who might know, the vampires. He's making the ultimate sacrifice, leaving behind the people he loves to save them from himself. Later, his friends come to check on him. Novice, is it okay if we come in? Knock knock, silence. Novice, they push the door open and their hearts drop. He's not here and all his stuff is gone. The realization hits them like a freight train. He's vanished into the night. They find a note left behind on the desk. Dear Claire, I know you won't understand, but I'm sick, and I need to find someone who can help me. I'll need to go to Mosswood Village once I'm better. Novice playing the ultimate undercover role. He's acting like a lowly E-rank porter hauling supplies for a new party. The guild toxicity is already off the charts, with one member sneering, "This is why I said bringing an E-rank was useless." But thankfully someone actually has a heart and defends him. "Hey, he's just picking up supplies for us, knock it off you too." Novice is just playing along, keeping his head down. But internally, Novice is stressing hard. It's been a full week since he abandoned his old life. He flashes back to the grim reality of why he had to run. He lost control and fed on a bad guy. He knows he's a walking time bomb, which is why I had to leave the others and try to get rid of this disease somehow. The emotional weight here is at a solid 70%. He's isolating himself to protect the people he cares about most. But bro isn't just wandering aimlessly, he's got a plan. He pulls up his system screen and the glow-up is real. Name, Novice Stormrider. Race, Vampire. Class, Blood Manipulator. Level 12, and the best part, he has 30 stat points available. He's been hoarding them while he figured out his new vampiric mechanics, and now he's ready to let him cook. First, he dumps points into strength and agility because you gotta be able to fight. But then he makes a massive calculated play. He throws the remaining 15 points straight into Sense, pushing it from 15 to 30. Why? Because Sense is the only asterisk new stat he gained when he turned into a vampire. Those sharp, unnatural reactions, he knows there's a deeper mechanic at play here and he's betting big on it. And the gamble pays off with a massive W. System ping, new skill unlocked, Bloodhound tracking. The description is an absolute cheat code. When the scent of blood is detected nearby, a clear visual trail will appear, allowing the user to track its origin. Novice smirks. This is exactly what he needed. He's not just surviving anymore, he's actively hunting for the vampires who hold the key to curing his curse. Of course, it's not that easy. He's been tracking for days with zero clues. Chip, ever the enabler, chimes in, "Let's take some blood now so we don't go crazy later." Novice agrees, stashing some blood for emergencies. He knows that if his hunger spikes in the middle of a town, he's cooked. So what's the master plan to find these vampires? Novice decides to infiltrate a new guild. The same way we found them the first time, Moonshield Guild. He knows it'll feel weird joining a different family, but they're far enough away from his old life that no one will recognize the legendary protector. And just like that, the infiltration begins. Cut to the present day. Novice is deep in character, playing the weakling who got a small wound during a skirmish. His party members tell him to hang back and not get involved in the fighting because things could get very dangerous. Novice just plays the timid E-ranker, but internally he knows he is the most dangerous thing in this entire forest. After the skirmish, the party leader pulls Novice aside. Here's some quick world building. This party is entirely composed of rank D adventurers and they are desperate to rank up. The leader says, "Tomorrow, we've decided to take on a rank C quest. We're hoping completing this quest will be what allows us to rank up." The leader asks Novice to join them, fully expecting him to say no since he's just a rank E, but Novice accepts immediately. His real motivation? He's using this party as a network to draw out the vampires. The leader, completely oblivious, tells him, "Don't worry too much, we won't be the only party on this quest, so you can hang back like you usually do." Buddy has absolutely no idea what's coming. Next day, the squad arrives at the quest location. The mission, gather 3 eggs. Novice's spider sense immediately tingles. A gathering quest that's rank C, isn't that a bit too easy for a C rank? His brain is working overtime. Something about this setup feels completely diabolical. It's a trap and he can smell it. As they approach the designated meeting point, Novice's maxed out sense stat goes into overdrive. No wonder I could already smell others ahead, he thinks. But then his expression shifts. But there's something else as well. The tension spikes to 85%. He's picking up a scent that doesn't belong to any of the other adventurers. The other parties arrive, complaining about the new guy slowing them down. We get a quick roll call, Alfred from the Moonshield Guild and Kaiser from the Flaming Star. It's a classic multi-party clusterfuck setup and the danger level is creeping up to 90%. But then Novice's eyes lock onto someone in the crowd and his heart absolutely drops. "I can't believe it, Claire." and Claire spots him at the exact same moment, her eyes widen in pure shock. We open with absolute heart-pounding tension. Claire corners Novice, her eyes full of urgency. "You've been looking for me?" she asks, but Novice immediately hits the panic button. Wait, is she going to say everything here in front of everyone? Bro is literally sweating bullets, knowing that one wrong word from her could blow his vampire cover to the entire guild. The stakes are already at a solid 70%. But before Claire can spill the beans, the party leader interrupts, completely oblivious to the drama. "But we can't stand around all day, we have a quest." He hypes up the mission. "The quest is just to grab some eggs, right? Easy." Novice, however, is not buying it. His spider sense is tingling. "Something about this doesn't scream easy to me. And honestly, my guy is never wrong about this stuff." They step into the dark, damp cave. Visibility is trash and every shadow looks like a threat. But for Novice, this is a massive W system ping. "You are no longer in direct sunlight. All stats have returned to normal." He smirks internally. "At least we won't be weak in here," starting to feel like caves are our second home. The daylight debuff is finally gone and Novice is operating at 100% capacity. And speaking of capacity, his vampire senses are dialed up to 11. "Since my senses are enhanced, I can smell all sorts of scents. It seems my hearing's gotten better as well." Meanwhile, Claire is stressing hard, glancing around the crowded cave. "There are too many people around. I need to get Novice alone. I really need to speak to him." The suspense is building and you just know she's about to drop some heavy lore. Novice tries to keep things casual. "So we're meant to be looking for eggs, right?" But before anyone can answer, absolute chaos erupts. "What the?" Monsters drop from the ceiling. "There's more. They're coming." From above, the ambush is swift, brutal, and completely diabolical. Action sequence. Novice doesn't even flinch. He moves with terrifying, unnatural speed, dismantling the monsters in seconds. The rest of the party is in absolute shock. He's fast, he's completely different from when he dueled Taxon. Novice just stays locked in, thinking everything I've seen so far just confirms my suspicions. He clears the wave effortlessly. "Looks like we're done with that wave. Is everyone okay?" The party is stunned but grateful. "Yeah, just a few hits here and there." "Good job with the warning, by the way." With the immediate danger over, Claire finally pulls Novice aside. "There's a reason I've been searching for you." Without Park, a party member tries to lighten the mood. "I think she might have a crush on you." But Claire ignores the joke and drops the most chilling line of the chapter. "That day with the bandits, I saw what you did. I know what you're going through. I know what you are. You're a..." Novice's heart drops. How does she know? Before she can finish, someone yells, "Over here, hurry. Let's talk about this when we're safe." Novice is left reeling, his brain working overtime. What was she about to say? How would she know? They push deeper and finally find the prize, a massive nest of eggs, but there's a gigantic L waiting for them. "How are we supposed to get the eggs without waking that thing up?" The party leader explains the terrifying reality. "If we touch even one, it'll alert her immediately." They are staring down a rank C monster queen and a direct fight is pure suicide. So the leader lays out a risky, high-stakes strategy. Right now the queen is positioned in the center. Around the outside there's a path one group can use to circle around. The plan: Team 1 grabs a single egg to draw the queen's aggro away from the center. Seconds later, Team 2 sneaks in, grabs 5 eggs, and right before the queen reaches Team 1, they smash an egg on the ground. Why? Other than touching its eggs, there's one thing the queen is even more sensitive to: the smell of its own kind. It's a classic bait-and switch. Smashing the egg creates a massive distraction, allowing Team 2 to get a head start and exit the cave while the enraged queen is confused. "We'll run as far as we can. She won't stray too far from the rest of her eggs." The leader turns to Novice's group. "You guys need to stay close. This will be your chance too." The other adventurers are skeptical, but the leader vouches for him. Novice used to be a high-ranking adventurer. He might have heard of this as well. It is a valid method. The leader offers a deal. "Both parts are dangerous, but for doing so, we're happy to give you 3 of the eggs as your share of the reward." Novice doesn't hesitate. "I'd like to go with them." He needs to be on the decoy team, not just to protect Claire, but to finally get the answers he desperately needs. "There's something I need to talk about. I need to make sure Claire's okay." What was she trying to say earlier? The plan goes into motion. "Ready?" Novice looks at the massive, terrifying beast and knows the odds are stacked against them. "This thing, even if we all fought it together, I'm not sure we'd win." Heart-pounding boss fight chaos. The party is staring down a colossal, terrifying spider monster and the panic is already setting in. The sheer size and crushing strength of that thing is no joke. Everyone is screaming to split up and survive, but fear completely takes over. One desperate adventurer decides to go all out, screaming that he'll take the monster out in one shot. But honestly, this is a massive miscalculation, and my guy is about to learn that the hard way. The monster moves and its reaction speed is next level. It catches the attacker instantly. The rest of the party is in absolute shock. They can't even get close. The adventurer is completely immobilized, realizing the horrifying truth: he's stuck and he can't dodge in time. The danger level just skyrocketed to 95%. My guy is literally fighting for his life and it's looking like it's so over. But hold up, out of nowhere Novice steps in. His internal monologue is ice cold. This is not the time for me to be worrying about my secrets. And then he does the unthinkable. He stops the monster's lethal, crushing attack with *1 hand. The party's jaws literally hit the floor. They are completely bewildered, whispering in pure shock about how Novice stopped that attack with a single hand, especially after seeing how strong that spider was. The weak, timid E-rank porter disguise is officially shattering. This dude is built different, and the suspense is at an 85% major reveal. The party is witnessing a completely different side of him, realizing that the weak Novice they thought they knew was just an act. Action sequence? Novice goes full demon time. He activates Blood Slash, taking the 2 HP cost without even flinching. But his brain is working overtime. He quickly realizes his old human tactics won't cut it here. He tries to break through, but not even Blood Claw or Swipe are strong enough to dent the monster's massive HP pool. He briefly considers using Blood Cannon, but the 50% HP cost is still way too risky at his current health. Instead, he makes a calculated dark choice and activates Blood Control. His internal monologue hits with a devastating 90% emotional impact. I'm no longer my old self. I no longer have the same skills, so I can no longer fight the same way, no holding back. Bro is fully embracing his blood manipulator class. He's accepting the terrifying reality that to protect the people around him, he has to stop fighting like the righteous human hero he once was and start fighting like the vampire he has become. He is officially off the leash, ready to unleash absolute hell to save his new party. The boss fight energy is at a literal 100%. Drop a like, subscribe, and let me know your wildest theories in the comments, because Novice is about to show this spider exactly what a real monster looks like, and we are just getting started. The battle against the colossal spider is pushing Novice to his absolute limits. He manages to land a solid hit, slicing into the beast's armor and giving his party a glimmer of hope. For a second they actually think they might win this, but that hope is shattered just as quickly as it appeared. The wound isn't nearly deep enough, and the monster's relentless lightning-fast attacks make it impossible for Novice to build up the momentum he needs for a killing strike. But that's exactly when things start going wrong. Every time Novice uses his blood control skill to manipulate his attacks, the system ruthlessly drains his life force. His HP is ticking down dangerously fast, dropping all the way to 34%. Seeing their leader struggling, one of the party members rushes in to back him up, but the spider simply swats them away like a fly, dealing massive damage. Watching his friend get crushed under the monster's sheer power, Novice is hit with a devastating realization. He's still not strong enough to protect everyone. Refusing to let anyone else die on his watch, Novice decides to go all in. He activates his blood claws and fuses them with his blood control, creating a devastating combination that allows him to strike with terrifying force. But this ultimate combo comes with a brutal cost. His HP is draining at an alarming rate, plummeting past the danger zone and bottoming out at a critical 18%. The monster is finally weakening, and Novice knows exactly what he needs to do to finish it. He cues up his ultimate glass cannon skill, Blood Cannon, but just as he's about to unleash hell, the system hits him with the ultimate L. The skill is locked. Blood Cannon requires at least 50% HP to activate, and Novice is running on fumes. He literally doesn't have the life force left to pull the trigger. With his ultimate move locked and his body failing, Novice is completely defenseless as the spider lunges for the killing blow. But just when it seems like it's so over, Claire throws herself directly into the monster's path, taking a brutal hit meant for Novice. Seeing her fall, Novice's mind flashes back to all the friends he's already failed to protect. He thinks this is the end, that he's doomed to watch another person die because of his weakness. But Claire isn't done yet. Barely conscious and bleeding, she looks up at him and tells him to keep fighting. She knows they are so close to winning and she refuses to let him give up. And then she drops a line that completely stops Novice's heart. She looks him dead in the eyes and tells him to use her blood. Novice is in absolute pure shock. How could she possibly know? He's kept his vampiric curse a complete secret, hiding his thirst and his nature from everyone. But Claire sees right through him. She knows he's running out of power and she's willingly offering her own life force to save him. The emotional weight of this moment is crushing. She isn't just offering him a way to win, she's accepting exactly what he is, monsters and all. The battle against the colossal Spider Queen has pushed Novice to his absolute limits. His health is hovering at a critical 18%, and his ultimate glass cannon skill, Blood Cannon, is completely locked because it requires at least half of his maximum HP to fire. Just when the monster lunges for the killing blow, Claire throws herself directly into its path, taking a devastating, fatal hit meant for Novice. Seeing her fall, Novice's mind flashes back to all the friends he's already failed to protect. He thinks this is the end, but Claire, barely conscious and bleeding out, refuses to let him give up. She makes the ultimate selfless offer, begging him to use her blood to restore his power. Novice is horrified, but with the monster still raging and no time to slowly extract blood from the fallen enemies around them, he realizes he has no other choice. If he doesn't do this, everyone dies. Surrendering to his vampiric nature, Novice absorbs her blood. Instantly his health surges back up and the system confirms that his ultimate skill is finally unlocked. Channeling every ounce of his newfound power, Novice unleashes a massive, devastating blast of blood aura directly at the Spider Queen. The attack completely obliterates the beast, ending the raid in a single shot and granting Novice a massive surge of experience that pushes him all the way to level 15. But as the dust settles and the system notifications fade, the harsh reality of his victory sets in. The monster is dead, but the cost was far too high. Claire has lost too much blood and her life is slipping away because of him. Just as Novice is about to break down, the system presents him with a chilling emergency option. He can inject his own blood into her, infecting her with the vampire virus to save her life. It's a dark devil's bargain. He would be condemning her to the exact same cursed, bloodthirsty existence he's been suffering through, but it's the only way to keep her in this world. Novice doesn't even hesitate. He's ready to bear the guilt of turning her just to save his friend, but before he can go through with it, Claire weakly stops him. In her final moments, she drops a massive revelation that completely shifts Novice's world. She tells him that she already knew what he was. She had seen the signs of his vampiric nature all along, even if she didn't want to believe it or understand how it happened. But instead of fear or disgust, she looks at him with pure compassion and tells him the one thing he desperately needed to hear: he is not a monster. With her remaining strength, Claire gives Novice a crucial piece of the puzzle. She reveals that if he wants to find the truth about his curse and the people who turned him, he needs to find a specific diary hidden in the top drawer of her desk at the inn she was staying at. Novice begs her not to leave, desperately trying to initiate the vampire conversion to save her. But the universe is cruel, and the system coldly announces that the time window to infect a host has expired. Claire passes away, leaving Novice completely alone in the aftermath of the battle. The emotional weight of losing another person he swore to protect is crushing, but her final words ignite a new fire inside him. He realizes that running away and hiding his nature won't protect anyone. If he wants to honor her sacrifice, he needs to understand exactly what he has become. Wiping his tears, Novice makes a solemn vow to retrieve that diary, uncover the dark secrets of the vampires, and finally find out what he truly is. Novice is completely crushed. He just watched Claire die and the guilt is absolutely eating him alive. He swore to himself that he would never fail his friends again, yet here he is, standing over another grave because he wasn't strong enough to protect her. But Chip, ever the pragmatic navigator, snaps him out of his spiral. He reminds Novice that mourning won't fix his infected system, and it definitely won't cure his curse. The only lead they have to understanding this vampiric nightmare is the diary Claire mentioned with her dying breath. If Novice wants to honor her sacrifice and figure out what he's truly become, he needs to find that book. Wiping his tears, Novice sets his sights on the inn where Claire was staying. He's done running from his nature, it's time to face the dark truth head-on. Sneaking into the inn, the atmosphere is instantly creepy. The innkeeper had been spreading rumors about ghosts haunting the halls, and the dead silent, empty room doesn't help the vibe at all. Chip tries to lighten the mood, joking that as a literal blood-sucking vampire, Novice is basically the closest thing to a ghost anyway. Honestly, the comedic timing is a massive W to break the heavy tension. Novice ignores the spooky shadows and checks the top drawer of the desk, exactly where Claire said it would be. And sure enough, the diary is right there, but as his hand hovers over the cover, Novice hesitates. He's terrified of what he might find inside. What if the truth about his new race is worse than he could ever imagine? Taking a deep breath, he opens the book and the dark secrets of the past finally spill out. The diary belonged to a woman who grew up in the seaport of Elysia, a brutal, lawless city filled with criminals and cutthroats. Back then, she was just a desperate thief stealing to survive. But one day she stole from the wrong gang and found herself completely cornered, staring death in the face. That's when a mysterious, incredibly powerful woman stepped out of the shadows and saved her life. The thief was absolutely mesmerized by her savior, especially her piercing, unnatural eyes. Obsessed with that power, she followed the woman, begging to be taught. She thought that if she could just become one of them, her pathetic life would finally change. The woman agreed and showed her the reality of their existence, but that's exactly when things started going horribly wrong. The diary entries become frantic and terrified. The thief saw what they actually did to people, what they truly were behind closed doors. The horror was so overwhelming that she completely changed her mind, deciding she would rather die a human than become one of those monsters. Reading this, Novice is left with more questions than answers. Chip, completely missing the point, casually mentions that he thinks being a vampire is actually pretty cool. But Novice knows better. The diary writer already knew about the bloodlust, so it wasn't just the need to drink blood that terrified her. It was something much darker, a hidden atrocity that vampires commit that scared a hardened criminal straight. Novice closes the book, his resolve harder than ever. He doesn't just need to survive this curse, he needs to uncover the horrific secret hiding in the shadows of his own race. Novice finally arrives in Elysia, the massive seaport city mentioned in Claire's diary. This place is a total den of thieves, criminals, and cutthroats, making it the perfect hiding spot for creatures of the night. But finding a specific vampire in a city this huge is like finding a needle in a haystack. Novice starts his investigation the only way he can, hitting up the local taverns. He figures that places like this are filled with travelers and rumors, so it's the best spot to dig for clues about the supernatural monsters hiding in the shadows. But after hours of listening to drunken stories, he's got absolutely nothing. Just when he thinks he's hitting a dead end, his maxed out sense stat picks up a voice that makes his blood run cold. It's Alfred, the exact same party leader who betrayed Novice and his friends during the Spider Queen raid, leaving them to die so his own team could secure the loot. Alfred and his crew are sitting at a nearby table, loudly celebrating their massive payout and toasting to their quick thinking. They are literally laughing about how Novice's party was left to be Monster Chow, completely unaware that the weak E-rank porter they abandoned is standing right behind them. Novice's internal monologue is ice cold. He thinks about Claire and how her tragic death was a direct result of these cowards abandoning them. Right on cue, the system conveniently pings, reminding him he only has 8 hours left to consume blood before the penalties kick in. Novice smirks. He's got far too many problems to deal with, but maybe he just found the answer to all of them. These traitors are exactly the type of people who deserve to be bitten, and they are going to serve a much greater purpose. Novice tails the drunken adventurers as they stumble out of the tavern and head straight for the local brothel. They think they're untouchable, but they're about to get a brutal reality check. When Novice steps into their private room, they finally recognize him. At first, they're shocked, but that quickly turns into arrogant laughter. They mock him, calling him the useless luggage carrier who only survived by hiding in the back. They threaten him to keep his mouth shut about their betrayal, warning him that he's all alone now with no one left to protect him. Bro has absolutely no idea what's coming. Novice doesn't even flinch. He calmly drops the ultimate bombshell, telling them exactly how he survived. He used the blood of his fallen friends to slaughter that rank C Spider Queen all by himself. The room goes dead silent. The traitors are terrified, stammering that it's impossible for one person to kill that monster. Novice steps forward, his eyes glowing with predatory hunger. He tells them that if this were a month ago, he would have arrested them and handed them over to the guild for their crimes. But unfortunately for them, he's not the same righteous man anymore. They desperately try to bribe him with their reward money, offering him whatever he wants. But Novice isn't here for coins. He tells them they're going to pay for their betrayal in blood. Action sequence: Novice unleashes absolute hell. He completely folds the traitors, draining them dry and triggering a flurry of system notifications. He consumes O-type, A-type, and B-type blood, watching his blood aura strength, efficiency, and sun resistance tick upward. He notes that he still hasn't found the rare ob-type blood that permanently reduces his hunger, but for now his immediate problem is solved, and his HP is fully topped off. But Novice isn't just going to clean up the mess and leave. He tells Chip to grab a bunch of empty potion bottles from the room. Chip is super confused, reminding him that blood spoils and goes bad after just 14 hours, so storing it is useless. But Novice's brain is working overtime and he's about to let him cook. He explains that he isn't storing the blood to drink later. He's bottling it up to use as bait. If there's even one vampire hiding in this massive criminal city, the overwhelming scent of all this fresh, spilled blood is guaranteed to draw them out of the shadows. It's a diabolical, high-risk strategy, and the only question is how long it will take for the predators to take the bait. Novice sets the bottles out, turning the brothel room into a literal trap for the undead. He's fully locked in, waiting for his prey to arrive, but just when he thought he was the one setting the trap, the atmosphere shifts. A chilling, smooth voice echoes from the dark corner of the room, catching Novice completely off guard. The mysterious figure asks him what exactly he thinks he's doing and if he's actively trying to get himself found. Novice spins around, his vampire senses on high alert. He wasn't alone in the room. The hunters have become the hunted, and the true monsters of Elysia have finally stepped into the light. What kind of terrifying vampire just caught Novice red-handed? And are they going to help him find a cure, or is he about to fight for his life against his own kind? Drop a like, subscribe, and let me know your wildest theories in the comments, because this manhwa is absolutely peak and we are just getting started. Novice's diabolical plan to use the traitor's blood as bait actually works. The overwhelming scent of fresh blood draws a predator out of the shadows, but the moment the figure steps into the light, Novice's brain goes into absolute overdrive. It's not some random monster or a low-level thug, it's a female vampire. And she is wearing the exact same uniform as the vampires who ambushed his original party and ruined his life. She's the direct link to the monsters who took everything from him and turned him into this abomination. But instead of looking intimidated, she looks at Novice like he's a complete fool for setting such an obvious amateur trap. Novice didn't even see her move. 1 second she was across the room, and the next, she's right in his face. The danger level just skyrocketed to 95%, and Novice realizes that if he wants answers, he's going to have to survive her first. Novice knows he can't just let her walk away. He needs to test her strength and see if he can actually fight his own kind. He lunges forward, but his attack stops dead. Her bare hand catches his blade, and her skin is literally as hard as his sword. Before he can even process that nightmare fuel, she retaliates. Bam, 30 HP gone in a single, effortless strike. Novice is fighting for his life, his instincts screaming at him that if he lets his guard down for even a microsecond, she'll take his head clean off. He tries to pivot and find an opening, but she's just too fast. Crack. Another massive blow connects and 50 HP just vanishes from his health bar. Bro is getting absolutely humbled. He's throwing everything he has at her, but he can't even touch her. At his current level, a straight-up brawl against a pureblood vampire is pure suicide. Desperate to create some distance, Novice activates his blood swipe skill, trying to catch her off guard, but the female vampire just brushes it off, mocking him for only knowing the absolute basics. She looks at him with a mix of disgust and cold realization, and then drops a massive lore bomb that changes everything. She figures out exactly what he is. He wasn't born into this life, he was infected. In the vampire world, being a turned vampire is highly illegal, and according to their strict ancient code, there's only one punishment for an illegal turning: immediate execution. She makes it crystal clear that she's now obligated to eliminate him right here and now. Novice is trapped in a brothel room, completely outmatched, and staring death in the face at the hands of his own race. He came looking for a cure, but he might have just found his executioner. Novice is getting absolutely folded. The female vampire is moving at speeds he can't even track, and her bare hands are literally harder than his sword. Just when it looks like my guy is completely finished, he remembers the one ace he has left up his sleeve. Remember those potion bottles he filled with the traitor's blood back at the brothel? He smashes one, absorbing the blood to instantly restore his HP, and cues up his ultimate glass cannon skill, Blood Cannon. He channels everything he has into a single, devastating blast of condensed blood aura, betting his entire life on this one attack. But when the dust settles, the tension drops into pure, unfiltered nightmare fuel. The vampire is standing there, completely unfazed. Blood Cannon, the skill that literally one-shot a rank C Spider Queen, didn't even leave a single scratch on her. Novice's heart drops as the terrifying reality sets in. He is completely outmatched, and the power gap between a newly turned vampire and a pureblood is absolutely insane. With Novice completely drained and defenseless, the vampire steps in for the execution. She coldly tells him that he fought well, but according to the ancient vampire code, he is an illegal creation. He was turned without permission, and the only punishment for that is immediate death. Novice snaps, screaming in pure frustration that he never asked for any of this, that he never wanted to be turned into a monster and forced to hunt humans just to survive. But that desperate outburst actually makes her pause. She's genuinely intrigued. She recognizes that his blood cannon was exceptionally powerful, and she starts wondering who on earth could have possibly turned him to give him such immense strength. When Novice begs for a way to change back, she drops the ultimate crushing reveal: there is no cure. He will spend the rest of his immortal life searching for blood every single day. The emotional weight of that realization is devastating. The righteous hero he used to be is truly dead, and there is no going back. But just when Novice thinks it's so over, she offers him a lifeline. She tells him that if he wants to survive, he needs to forget his human life, forget everything he learned, and learn to live like a true vampire. And there is only one place in the world that can teach him how to do that: the Vampire Academy. Novice's brain goes into absolute overdrive. Why is she sparing him? Why is she helping him? And then it clicks. This must be the same mysterious vampire from Claire's diary, the one who showed mercy and didn't kill her. She's different from the mindless monsters he's been fighting. Thinking about Claire, who gave up her own life so he could live, and who believed until her dying breath that he wasn't a monster, Novice makes his choice. If Claire didn't give up on him, then he refuses to give up on himself. He looks the pureblood dead in the eyes and demands she take him to the Vampire Academy. And just like that, the ultimate new arc begins. Novice is heading straight into the lion's den, enrolling in a school full of apex predators while hiding his own dangerous secrets and his human past. Novice is on a ship heading straight for the Vampire Academy. and his brain is working overtime. He still can't wrap his head around the fact that there's an entire academy out there filled with others like him. But what's really messing with his head is the sheer, terrifying power gap. He pulls up his system screen. He's level 15 with solid stats across the board, though he's still hit with that brutal sunlight debuff. Yet when he looks at the female vampire guiding him, the harsh reality sets in. During their fight, she didn't even break a sweat. He couldn't even sense her movements. When he asks if there are really that many vampires stronger than him, she casually confirms that yes, there are. Bro is realizing he is at the absolute bottom of the food chain, and if he wants to survive the academy, he needs to get a lot stronger, especially because of what he is. And that brings us to the most crucial piece of world building she drops on him. Vampires are strictly divided into two categories, the born and the turned. And let me tell you, the born vampires absolutely despise the turned ones. It's all about pride and blood purity. Usually, turned vampires are either chosen for their potential or forced to pledge loyalty to a noble vampire family. But the born elite see turning humans as a cheap way to cheat into their power, creating a massive, toxic divide. The catch: there is absolutely no physical way to tell a born vampire from a turned one just by looking at them. She gives Novice a deadly warning. If the born vampires at the academy find out he was turned, his life will be absolute hell, and he'll likely be executed. Novice is stressing hard. He doesn't even know the basic customs of being a vampire, so how is he supposed to fake his way through a school full of apex predators who want him dead? She reminds him that every year new vampires are sent to the academy. If they don't show up, they're hunted down as strays and killed, which is exactly why she almost took his head off when she found him wandering alone. Whoever turned him completely abandoned him, leaving him to fend for himself in a world that wants him dead. As the ship sails closer, Novice looks out at the fleet of vessels all heading to the same destination. He's got so many unanswered questions. What is the ultimate goal of the vampire race? Why do they live in secret? And most importantly, will graduating from this place finally teach him how to control his bloodlust so he doesn't lose his mind? But before he can get any answers, things start going wrong. The passengers on the ship start panicking, screaming that they're going to crash. It turns out the academy is protected by a massive magical illusion barrier designed to hide it from the outside world. The ship smashes right through the spell and the illusion shatters like glass. As the mist clears, a massive, gothic and absolutely breathtaking fortress reveals itself on the horizon. The female vampire looks at Novice and tells him that this hidden place is now his home. The gates are opening and it's time to welcome the new students. Novice has officially arrived at the Vampire Academy, where every single day will be a fight for survival, respect, and his own humanity. Novice finally steps off the ship and into the hidden world of the Vampire Academy. The sheer scale of the Gothic fortress is mind-blowing, but his guide immediately warns him to keep his cool. If he looks too surprised, he'll blow his cover instantly. But as Novice looks around at the other students, his blood runs cold. They're all wearing the exact same uniform as the vampires who ambushed his original party and ruined his life. The very monsters he swore to get revenge on are walking right past him. If he spots the guy who started it all, Novice isn't sure if he'll be able to hold back his bloodlust. Before he can spiral, his guide drops some crucial world-building lore. The academy takes in two types of students: those who were born into vampire families and turn 18 and those who were turned. But here, the terrifying catch: any turned vampire who hasn't graduated and isn't backed by a noble family is considered illegal and executed on the spot. Since whoever turned Novice completely abandoned him, he's technically a walking dead man. But his guide gives him a massive W. His youthful face is his ultimate cheat code. Noble families often hide their youngest children from the public, so he can easily pass as a sheltered born vampire. With that, she wishes him luck and vanishes into the crowd, leaving Novice completely on his own in the lion's den. Just when he thought he was safe to blend in, Novice's maxed out sense stat triggers. He gets that creepy, prickling feeling that someone is watching his every move, and he's absolutely right. High above in the academy balconies, elite vampire nobles are scouting the new arrivals like cattle, hopping to find someone interesting or worthy of their prestigious bloodlines. Novice is surrounded by apex predators, and his only company is Chip, who hilariously guesses that the entrance exam will probably be a chugging contest for blood or seeing who can stand in the sun the longest without bursting into flames. But while Novice is stressing about the entrance exam, the real danger is hiding in the academy's staff room. The teachers are gathered and the atmosphere is incredibly tense. They note that every year around this time something chaotic happens, but this year the pressure is higher than ever. Why? Because the vampires are losing. More and more of their kind are being slaughtered on missions by the kingdom's secret weapon, the king's specially chosen talents. Wait a minute, the talents are the system users. The exact same people Novice used to fight alongside. The academy isn't just a high school for monsters, it's a military drafting ground. The teachers are desperately looking for the most talented students, whether they are noble, born, or turned, to build an elite army capable of wiping out the system users. The irony is absolutely diabolical. Novice, a former system user, has just enrolled in a vampire academy dedicated to hunting down his old friends. If they ever find out what he used to be, he won't just be expelled, he'll be tortured and killed. We open with a bit of a tonal shift, introducing a new side to the vampire world through a girl named Sophie. Sophie is a second-year student, and she is absolutely unapologetically obsessed with Soren, the pureblood vampire who just guided Novice to the academy. Sophie runs up to her, practically vibrating with excitement, and starts interrogating her about her summer break. She's convinced Soren found a secret boyfriend, maybe even a human, which is a massive taboo in their society. Honestly, the simp levels here are off the charts because Sophie literally drops to her knees and begs Soren to only consume her blood from now on. Bro has absolutely no shame. But Soren isn't in the mood for games. She coldly shuts Sophie down, revealing that she's been officially summoned back to her family's estate. And just like that, the comedic vibe vanishes, replaced by a heavy, suffocating dread, because for Soren, going home isn't a comforting retreat, it's a return to a gilded cage. Soren arrives at her family's massive, gloomy estate, and the atmosphere is instantly oppressive. This isn't a home, it's a fortress built on strict tradition and ruthless ambition. She is immediately brought before her father, the patriarch of their lineage, and he is not happy. He immediately reprimands her for spending the entire break away from the island, warning her that her reckless behavior is an embarrassment to their family name. But this isn't just a typical strict parent lecture. In the vampire world, family isn't about love, it's about power, politics, and survival. Her father makes it brutally clear that she is a representative of their entire clan, and her time for playing around is officially over. He tells her that he only allowed her to leave the island because she promised it would benefit them, and now, she needs to produce actual results. And that's exactly when the true stakes of the academy arc are revealed. Soren's family is one of the prestigious 10 clans, the absolute apex predators of vampire society. Her father lays down a terrifying ultimatum: she must rank within the top 10 students at the academy this year. If she fails to hit that mark, she will be stripped of her privileges and permanently confined to the island, never allowed to leave again. But the pressure doesn't stop there. Her father reminds her that this year's incoming class is stacked with direct descendants from the other noble families, including Jadger, her arranged fiancé. She is ordered to keep a close eye on the mysterious first years, like Novice, and ensure she maintains a strong political alliance with Jadger to secure their clan's dominance. As she listens to her father's demands, Soren's internal monologue reveals the tragic reality of her existence. There is absolutely no freedom in this life. Every move she makes, every person she associates with, and every drop of blood she spills is entirely for the sake of the clan's expansion. She is just a pawn in a centuries-old game of chess. As she finally leaves her father's presence and looks out over the dark, treacherous landscape of the vampire island, her thoughts drift to the new students. She knows exactly how brutal and unforgiving this society is, and she can't help but wonder, how long will someone like Novice actually survive in a place that eats the weak alive? Novice is standing in the courtyard of the Vampire Academy, and the sheer scale of the hidden fortress is mind-blowing. But honestly, looking around makes him feel a bit sick. Every single student here is wearing the exact same uniform as the monsters who ambushed his original party and ruined his life. He's literally standing in a sea of his worst enemies, and he has to play it cool to survive. Fortunately, he's not left to awkwardly stand alone for long. A guy named Styles approaches him, joking that Novice was staring at him like he was an alien just because he's a rare black vampire. Styles is friendly and immediately drops some crucial world-building lore. He explains that the ultimate goal for any first year isn't just to graduate, it's to get scouted by one of the prestigious 10 clans. If you show enough talent, the clan heads will personally pick you up, guaranteeing your survival and status in their brutal society. Novice just nods along, but internally his brain is working overtime. He has absolutely no idea how this clan system works, and approaching people was exactly what he wanted to avoid to keep his cover intact. But as he listens to the other students whispering about how dangerous spellbinders are, he realizes that the social hierarchy here is just as cutthroat as the battlefield. If he doesn't figure out the rules of this political game fast, he's going to be eaten alive by the elite. And that game starts right now. High above in the balconies, the vampire nobles and teachers are watching the new arrivals like cattle. They're openly admitting that they only care about the direct descendants of the 10 clans, completely writing off anyone outside the noble bloodlines as worthless. To them, this entrance assessment is just a quick way to filter out the weak without putting too much pressure on the elite students. Suddenly, a booming voice echoes across the courtyard, demanding absolute silence. The announcer makes it crystal clear: this assessment will determine their position, their worth, and their future. In vampire society, strength rules all. There are no written tests or agility courses. Instead, every student is handed a specialized wristband crafted by the Academy's greatest spellbinders. The moment the bands are activated, they will display each student's innate blood power level. The countdown begins and the tension in the courtyard skyrockets to 95%. The bands light up and Novice looks down at his wrist. The screen flashes a simple number, 2. Novice is completely clueless. Is a 2 a massive W, or is he at the absolute bottom of the food chain? All around him, chaos erupts. Students with low numbers are instantly mocked and humiliated by the elite, proving that this academy has zero chill and absolutely no mercy for the weak. Just as Novice is trying to process what his score even means, a random student steps up to him, aggressively demanding to know his number. Novice is trapped in a society that worships power, hiding his human past, and his very first test is already putting a target on his back.